3, 2, 1.
Yo, we got your back when you driving to work or driving home. If you on a plane or you at the gym or you home alone, all you gotta do to listen to the shows, turn on your phone. Two Ugly Nerds podcast, tell you what's going on. This is the podcast.
Eric is ugly and would not judge anybody else.
There's no other insult.
When did you learn that you were ugly?
Two Ugly Nerds podcast.
Welcome to the
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Two Ugly Nerds podcast. Niggas from the Black Nerd community. I am your host, Eric, the podcast guy. I'm always joined by Ian Bizarre Music, audio engineer / super producer.
Finally.
Finally, what, Ian?
Finally, we started recording.
Oh,
We've been recording.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I got an hour of content. It was not even starting.
It's like 15 minutes of content. It's
Not just because we talking on me, it's all content. You know what I'm saying?
And don't nobody want to hear that shit.
Yeah.
Nobody want to hear you talking about your bumps and your bruises and your special ointments. All right.
That's the type of content, right?
Are we projecting or what? What are we doing?
Oh no!
It took you a little minute. If you had said that right in the moment, I'd have gave you more of that. Are you gonna say hi to the people, or are you just gonna tell them finally? You're not gonna say what's up. You're not gonna ask them how they doing.
Invite them into our podcasting world.
How are you doing on YouTube?
And
Tell me in the comments, and I'll read them. I promise.
yeah, they too shy to comment.
All right, but anybody else, Ian, don't want to know how you doing. You're not worried about how you feeling.
Oh, I just asked. I just need to put words in my mouth now.
And he's not gonna read your comments. You just said that. You just said
I'm the only one responding to the comments. You don't even reply to the comments, nigga.
I reply to comments. What do you mean?
Or you reply like weeks after the fact, man. This nigga, he proactive in his response.
All right, so that's true. Ian does react a bit, reply a bit quicker.
Yeah, okay, but also the comments don't be about me. And all right, never mind. Don't worry about it. We'll talk about another.
They don't be about me.
Also,
either. What are you trying to say?
No, they don't be about you at all. No, normally.
Yeah. They don't ever say anything.
Normally. Also, always joined by Geronimo, Mr. Nintendo, our resident pro streamer.
What's popping, good people? Hope y'all getting your shots if you're able to, drinking your water, staying healthy, like looking out for all of the horny trees and shit, especially down in the south. This pollen is stupid.
Yeah, they horny as hell out here, man.
Yeah, man. Just like
a year-round type thing. It's like a year-round
type thing. Yeah.
That's just.
But yeah, welcome.
I fucking hate pollen.
I remember the other week we were talking about, I don't know if we said in the pod or we said before, but talking about washing the car, and I was like, I just let it build up. One day I got in the car and there's just a film just on the windshield, and I was like, all right, it's time. Okay, now I have to go get it. I gotta clean it. I gotta get washed. And then like 2 days later, boom again. I was like, see, this is why I hate it. But yeah.
It's wild out here.
It is. It needs to go ahead and stop.
Fuck this pollen in Georgia. And my nostrils for all the sneezing I do. Literally, you have to have hand sanitizer in your car because when you open your car door, the pollen on your hand is just, you can't touch it.
Yep, you just bring it in the car. You're gonna bring it in your house and bring it in your bed when you go to sleep.
Yeah, literally the weather you can't wear your outside clothes inside. Don't put your outside clothes on the bed. Anyways,
yep.
Start off by saying rest in peace, Black Rob. Man, that's a real sad story. I didn't know Black Rob was homeless and everything like that. For him to go from homeless and stuff like that to get people finally advocating to help him out, and then for him to pass, that's just sad. That's just real sad, man. Hopefully the hip hop community come together to protect artists like that. To help them out in some sort of situation. I don't know what needs to be done. I'm not a hip hop artist, but man, that's just really sad, man. I feel like artists like Black Rob, man, nobody should die homeless and without being able to get help and treatment. But somebody like Black Rob, who was put out hits and instrumental to a lot of hip hop things that happened, a lot of errors. It's just sad that that's the way he passed. So rest in peace, Black Rob. Prayers and peace to his family. I don't know how y'all feel about that if y'all Black like that.
I mean, I'm not gonna front and be like I knew of him and everything, but I didn't really listen to a lot of his music like that. But I recognize, especially like the early 2000s, he was, one of the bigger names up in East Coast rap game. So, um, it's a tragic situation. So RIP and condolences to the family as well and loved ones. And yeah, I guess it's good to just kind of keep the dialogue going in those circles to prevent just in general, just overall for the culture and the community. Um, to create awareness of things. Yeah.
This is breaking news for me. I had no idea that he passed until
Oh,
you mentioned it earlier.
It was well, yeah, it was all over
Yeah, it
social
was on
media.
social
all
media,
the
man.
social media.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I saw that when he had a he was talking about DMX. I saw that he was in the hospital then,
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
but outside of that, I didn't know that he transitioned.
Yeah.
So yeah, that
Well, I think
sucks.
it was just yesterday.
It was just yesterday. Okay.
It was just
Mm-hmm.
yesterday.
It's very
Happened.
new.
And I saw it. It was yesterday because I was at
Mhm.
Patricia's house and I was randomly scrolling Twitter and I saw it. So
And nobody
yeah,
mentioned it in the group chat, did they?
No,
I don't think I ended up. Oh, funny enough,
or did
I
you
was
post
sitting
some?
there with. Oh, this isn't funny, but humorously, I said it, and because I was sitting there with John and Cam, I was like, I'd post it in the group chat. Y'all niggas is right here, and then I meant to still go post it, and then I actually
Oh yeah.
used it. So I actually went around and messed up, forgot to post it. That's why it wasn't there. I thought I did post in my head. I posted it and made that joke in person,
Yeah,
but
y'all my social media, so I don't know
my
anything.
bad, my
If y'all
bad.
don't post it, I don't know. I don't know what happens.
Yeah, it's just DMX, Reese, right before him too. Just
Yeah,
Right back to back.
that sucks.
Yeah, man, and you don't
they're
have to
both
be the
50,
biggest Black
51.
Rob fan. Like
I
none of
knew
us will act down.
Whoa, but that's
Yeah,
it
yeah,
really. I
yeah,
think
and
most of us just knew Whoa because that just
I don't
was
want to
the
pretend like
big hit.
yeah, like that's not what it is. No one's pretending. I don't think anybody's pretending to be a Black Rob big fan. Like we're not really of that age even
Hmm.
necessarily. But he definitely did have a lot of a lot of music. And if you're like us and you just listen to you know, hip hop from different eras and stuff like that, whether it's Ian trying to get inspiration or me and Gerard just listening to lyrics, shit like that, you've come
Hmm.
across his name, you've heard it, what I mean? That's what it is, so it's just respect, it's not, I don't need anybody coming at us like, oh, y'all didn't know his third single off his second album. Like, no, I don't. That doesn't mean I can't be empathetic and sympathetic to what's happened here. So, um, hopefully the gatekeeping shit when people die stops. I saw a little bit with DMX, but I saw that getting snuffed out a lot. So hopefully that's happening here again with Black Rob, and people can check out his music and um and get to know his music. And if you never heard it, check him out. He's definitely a dope artist. R.I.P. Black Rob. Um, I got a small little thing that'll help us get off of this. Not gonna do a whole what you're playing section, but I have been playing Immortals Phoenix Rising. Got it on sale a couple of weeks back, and I just wanted to double down on what Ian came in here and talked about it. It's really solid. I feel like it is it's like I won't call it Breath of the Wild light, but it's
I don't even think it deserves that term anymore. I mean, I said that
yeah.
kind of tongue in cheek last year before I actually played the demo and learned more about the game. Just and yeah, it looks very similar. It's just the
It
trailers,
does.
especially, it hits the same. It hits some of the same notes, but yeah, combat wise and I mean, just my little experience, combat wise, it's a lot more fun and engaging. Breath of the Wild is like simpler and it's more based on like the physics sandbox. That's just up to you. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's up to how much time you put in the game and the mechanics, and that not everyone does that.
And
Um,
yeah, Breath of the Wild feels more
it's more about exploratory and early surviving, like just
Yeah,
kind of that. Yeah, most experience is the first few dozen hours or several dozen hours. Once you get more familiar with
yeah,
everything in
it's
that
harder to
world.
get up like better weapons and stuff like that.
Yeah,
What I mean? Like to be fair,
I mean there are ways, but it's
Immortals
just
didn't
yeah.
Immortals didn't necessarily show you what to do. You just kind of do stuff and stuff pops up. It doesn't really say every single time like do this to get this. Like I've
Hmm.
reached a couple points where I'm just trying not to Google it because I just want to be able to be petty to Ian at some point. But I just like I want to I I be stuck sometimes. Like I just like what am I supposed to do next? Like
I
because
ain't
right
Google
now.
shit in this game, bro.
Hey, Ian's the
This is
real gamer
all.
My
around
bad.
here.
Hey,
The
Real
real
rap raw
gamer.
over
draw,
here, man.
draw. You know, we got the game
Yep.
facts on PS5 now, so you don't got to Google no more.
That's funny. Actually, I completely
I don't even
forgot
know how
that
you get to that.
exists.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how they work
You know,
either.
yeah.
I see the cards pop up, but I don't know
I
how
see
they
them
help you.
too.
I
I
don't really know
see.
how they
I
help
hit
you.
the button and it pops up, and I never like clicked it. Like I'm
Yeah.
mostly playing Borderlands 3 still,
Right.
because they put out the last DLC and stuff like that. So I'm just been farming for better weapons and that type thing. But yeah, like when you get like certain trophy, they pop up or like missions
Hmm.
that I haven't done there. They're there. I should look at them now, honestly. They might actually show me if they show me where the location is, then that's clutch. Because half the time I just go on Google and be like, "Where's this character?" But anyway,
Yeah,
that's Ian,
I have to see. I'm not sure.
Ian the real gamer though. Just he look at me.
Facts. Fact. Ian said he ain't look up nothing. This ain't no Fez situation. He
Say
was
no Fez.
all
Hey man, Fez is a different story, bro.
Wow, wait, Fez? Oh wow,
Fez,
that's
Fez
super
I
is just
cool.
literally,
my
Y'all
biggest
mentioned that.
reference point because Ian
literally
feeling he
one
did
of the
that wrong for
puzzles.
like
That's
2
really
days.
funny you mentioned
Literally one
Fez.
of the puzzles. A bunch of mathematicians had to come together on Reddit to solve the
Are you
problem.
serious? Oh, that
Yeah,
Yes,
sounds
you got to
that's
not
one
learn
of
a
the
new
fun.
puzzles.
language to beat Fez,
That
That
sounds
shit's
not
fucking
fun.
wild. If you saw, there's no way to solve that shit by yourself.
unless you're MIT genius or some shit.
Exactly. So whatever, man.
Double majored
I
in
don't
math
care.
and
That's why Fez doesn't have
mathematics
a platinum because
with a minor
it's not fair.
mathematician.
Yeah, no,
You
no,
can
you can't.
100% that whole game and they won't give
Not
you a
by
platinum.
yourself. You cheated to do it.
Yeah, I did. So
You say, yeah, I
No.
did.
I want to talk about you. I was talking about anybody who platinums Fez. You didn't do it on your
you
own.
didn't do it on your
I
own.
don't believe
Yeah,
you.
you
And
didn't do
even
it.
the people who did come together to figure it out, they just have to come together and figure it out. The niggas ain't figured out by themselves. So no. But Fez is just a funny reference point for me. Um, but yeah, no, Immortals Phoenix Riders, it's a fun game. It's a lot of fun. I feel like you just feel more powerful quicker. Um, just feel like you're able to reach a point of like, I'm really doing some damage pretty early. You just feel, kind of like how Destiny always talks about feeling powerful. It gives me that type of feeling. I felt
Yeah,
powerful early enough to where I was like, okay, what's next? Where can I go? And
they definitely give you more tools.
yeah,
Whereas
yeah,
I feel like with Breath of the Wild, it's more like raw skill. Like
yeah,
you don't get more, you don't get stronger. You just got to be good.
yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah.
got, yeah. Yeah. I
And
mean, you can farm, what was it, the Lionels, and
Yeah.
if you know some of the shrines, like, when the red moon comes, it respawns all enemies, and it also respawns enemies in those shrines where you do like the test skill or whatever it's called.
Mm.
And
mm,
you just go the hard one, the major ones have like the good futuristic weapons, and boom.
Oh yeah,
But
farm those weapons out. Yeah.
you, I haven't really done it. Not like fully done it, but I'd be like, okay, Red Moon happened. Let me, if I can remember, then you
Shoot,
can do
I
that.
was
But
farming
Lionels
them
are the best to
Lionels.
farm, though.
I
Yeah,
was
Lionels are
farming them
what you
Lionels,
farm.
bro. Them weapons and the Lionels drop.
Yeah, they
You
got the best
just
shit.
they got hit.
They
Woohoo.
got the best shit. The multi-hit bow and arrows. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah,
That's it. But yeah, after a while, that does get a little boring.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I think Immortals is good, man. I like it. Definitely gives me Hades s. It's like if to me, it's like Hades, Breath of the Wild. Clearly takes elements from both of those. I feel like I'm not talking directly into my. It clearly takes some elements
oh
from
no,
both
you
of
hear you.
those games. You know, at the end of it, because when you, I'm trying to remember, some of the interactions. I think some of the interactions feel like I guess that's not fair to give that to Hades because that's just how the gods kind of interact. When you talk about like Greek mythology, they can be kind of snarky and snidey with each other. So I don't
Yeah.
want to give that to
Mm-hmm.
Hades.
I think dialogue and story wise, yeah, Hades is the inspiration, but
And
gameplay
yeah, is
probably
it's
get a
more Breath of the
Breath of the
Wild,
Wild,
but it still is. It's
its
not
own thing.
roguelike, but it's
I mean,
you know what I mean. There's elements of it there in it, especially when you're doing those the Tartarus vaults. Um, if you die, it kind of just keep looping you back to the front, um, and start over again. But but you're not building up a weapon or anything like that or gaining any persisting things. But um, yeah, no, Immortals. I think it's a great game. I think it's definitely worth picking it up on sale. I still don't know that I'm convinced it should be 60 or
It's
no
40.
70. Is it 60?
It's 40.
At full price is 40?
Pretty sure it's either 40 or 50, but it's not 60.
It
Hmm.
was 40. It's on
Pretty,
sale now for 30.
or maybe I've been seeing it on
I
sale
think
so
you're
long
think
that I've.
I think you're thinking of Kina is on Kina is
Keena's the
regular
one that I'm thinking of.
Kina's
40.
regular price 40. It is.
Yeah,
Oh
that
yeah,
Kina is 40 for sure.
so it probably might be
I
60.
think Immortals was $60.
Yeah, yeah, it might be
Oh
right.
wait, no. Hold on. So I wanted to ask you this, Ian, and honestly, I'm just too lazy to Google it. I just want to know if you know this. Can you cross save any Mortals? Like if I saved on my PS5, could I cross save and pick it up on Switch?
Yes,
Yes.
you
That's a
can.
yes.
That's a no. Like one of the reviews I watched the game in December. He literally reviewed because he played the PC, the Switch, and the I think he had the
Oh, we did talk about
PS5
this.
version.
Yes.
Yeah, the Ubisoft Connect, and the dude was like he praised that service because he said it was so seamless. Like
Yeah, yeah.
he's sitting down for an hour playing on Switch, and he puts it down like I don't know, maybe he's out. He comes home, boots up his PS5, boom, the same save just continues there for all the bells and whistles, graphics, and
That's what
everything.
that
And
online save is. So
yeah,
I'm sorry. Okay, so maybe we were wrong. No. It was 60 on PS4,
I think it was 60 because
but
when I
I
was looking
It
at
see
might have been 60 and then they dropped it, maybe.
maybe because I
it's been
see
price drops here
my
and
thing
there.
is I also don't know where this is. I should be looking at a more official store than this, but I see it as 40 even for Switch right now.
Yeah, I
Um,
was on. I was 40. I thought it was 30. Well, anyway, whatever. I was on eShop last night. I was going through my wish list, just whatever, just thought about it. And I saw it was on sale because it's still in my wish list on
yeah,
there.
it's on sale on PS5 right now for
I think
sure.
it's sale on everywhere. I think the sales have been the
It's probably
Okay,
same.
sale.
it's 60. It's 60 regular price. The regular edition is $60 regular price
Oh, regular
for
edition.
Phoenix
Okay.
Rising. It is. It's on sale right now for 30, or it was on sale for 30 on PS5. I don't know if it's on sale
The Switch
for
has a sale
Switch.
now,
That's what I was gonna say.
unless because I got home late last night and I just had to switch. I could be looking this up too. Maybe the sale ended
It looks like it's on
today.
40. It looks like it's 40 on. Let's see what they put. It's 30 right now on Switch.
Yeah, that's what I saw
That's
last
tempting.
night, and I was
That's
like,
tempting
oh,
to buy it on Switch just so that I can switch between them.
yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like
That's really
I
tempting.
was thinking,
Damn,
I was
I might
thinking
have
to
enough
get the
points
game
for.
on PS5, not now, but like later on in the year or whatever. Get it on PS5 and then play it there. And if I really, really, really liked it, then I would double dip on Switch and get it on there for like side things or whatever. It's like the demo that they have on Switch is based off the old version, and they've patched it a couple of times since then. It plays and looks a lot better.
Right,
I mean,
right,
it's
right,
not still not PS4, PS5 level, but it's like much better.
right.
Um, so I was thinking, like, if I really do like this, I'll take it. I mean, I'll take advantage, and the game goes on sales all the time, from what I see. So I'll give it
Yeah,
30.
Ubisoft did a great job, man. They did a good job in still allowing you to create a character,
Hmm.
but allowing it be a centralized character still.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like
That's cool.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I feel
Yep.
like there are a lot of elements in this game that I not the Breath of the Wild stuff, adjacent
Yeah.
stuff, but just the way they told the story. I'm just like, so y'all remember how to tell a story that's not just like an open. Y'all remember how to tell a story. Even in this open world game, you told a story. Why can't y'all do this in Assassin's Creed again? Like, just tell a real
That's funny
story.
because this is the Assassin's Creed Odyssey people that made
And
this. Like
that's why I'm
that's why they're like,
I
confused.
was
oh,
gonna
this is
say, man, they
easy.
probably over it, bro.
No,
Just
I
and
wouldn't
that's
be
my thing.
surprised.
And for me, if they're over it, I would prefer studios to move on. If Naughty Dog, and we'll get to it later, if Naughty Dog says, "Hey, I don't want to make Jak and Daxter anymore," that's fine. I can be mad about it all I want and bitch about it, but just don't make Jak and Daxter. If you're gonna keep making Assassin's Creed and they're not about assassins anymore, and even the Templars are just kind of half there, the stories are not real. They're very basely loosed on assassins and Templars now. Why? And you can't just tell me, oh, we have to put it. I know you don't. Stop making it. Stop
Right.
making it. Stop making it. If you're, and that's why. But we talked about this before. We don't have to dive on it about the gaming industry being a, you know,
About money.
make money, and they'll just keep putting it out because we keep buying AC titles. But it's like, if you know you don't love it, then why do it? Especially when you can make something like this, where clearly someone cared about this game. Like they put
Yeah,
passion
they
into
definitely
this. There's
did.
like effort. Then they got the DLC coming. I haven't, I'm not even nowhere near touching that yet, but they had DLC coming. My other nitpick, I nitpicked on, I think I nitpicked to Ian about the title, not the titles,
The
some cut,
dialogues, cutscenes.
some of the side quest cutscenes. I felt like some of those were a little longer than maybe they had to be, just to
Can you
let
skip them?
Not Hermes, or Hermes, yeah, just let him like get a little joke off here or there.
Oh God.
Like sometimes I felt like they were a little bit elongated to get just certain jokes off, or to get maybe an extra dialogue between Zeus and Prometheus. That was just like, that was kind of funny, but was it necessary? You could have maybe gave me that dialogue and gave me control of the character back, still like they do at certain points in the game, which is maybe the only reason I took it like that. But I felt like um the stuff that's tied to like the DLC and more end game stuff, they could have done a better job of maybe distinguishing it, because there's like a couple missions that I have on my screen that are really for the DLC stuff that I haven't even purchased or anything yet, but it's still persisting at like it's a mission that I should do right now in my, you see what I'm saying? Like it looks like it's a regular mission that should just be going, I should just be doing in my, in the current place in the game I'm at. But
That's weird.
really, they're what they're called. I just learned this. They're called primer missions, and they're really primer missions for the DLC. They're missions that are in the game, but they're really for you to get a taste of what you're going to get out of the DLC.
Oh,
So there's
I
some
don't-
primer missions that they've thrown in, and they really throw me off. So that I've been
that
like,
must have been added like later on because I don't remember seeing any primer missions.
yeah, maybe it's a thing that you haven't seen. But if you go
Like,
back in there now, I don't know if you cleared all the side missions, but if you go back
yeah,
in there now, you'll see some missions and you'll be like, where'd this mission come from? You should see updated missions that are on your thing
mm,
now. And it'll be like, where'd this come from? And you'll realize they're setting you up for the DLC, is what they call them.
weird because
Like
like
a
the
free
DLC
mission
is like a whole another menu you have to
game
click to get to it. It's not even in the same. It doesn't feel like it's in the same
thing place. Yeah.
map. At least the first one doesn't.
No,
Maybe.
and that's dope. I saw that. I think that's really dope. I think what they're trying to do is like, these are the type of things we'll be doing in that DLC. Like they have like a vault, I think, that is tied to a deal. One of the, like, I don't know which DLC is tied to, because I got down there, didn't understand shit I saw, and turned right around and leave the vault. I don't know what I'm doing down here. I'm sorry that I even bothered y'all. Let me go do some easier shit. But now I'm at the point where I guess I need to get like essences or something. I don't know. Anyways, anyway,
Mm-hmm.
Phoenix Rising is good. I think y'all should get that. Ian was right. Ubisoft
Hashtag Ian was right.
Yeah, facts. I think they did a great job. Overall, even though I have little naggly nitpicks. Damn. Okay, Ian, let's talk about them. You're the only one that's actually seen it. Social media caused me to not see it.
My detriment.
That trailer caused me to not watch it at all.
So what are your thoughts on them, as what you've seen so far?
So the whole reason I even watched them was because there was a comparison to us, and I was like, okay, I liked Jordan Peele's vision and his his art style and all of that stuff. So I was interested to see what they took from it, and I mean, who wouldn't want to watch more of a show version of us or whatever? So the commercials, the previews led me to believe that it would kind of follow in those kinds of footsteps. But I was completely wrong, and I didn't have the luxury of reading the descriptions. I didn't see that. We just hopped right into it after we finished watching Agents of Shield and the latest episode of Invincibles. I'm like, all right, let's dive into it and see what's going on. First, I'm tired of the whole slavery, Jim Crow era, all of that stuff.
Yeah,
I've been beaten down to the dirt with it. Okay.
Yep.
Everywhere, everything, anytime black people. If it's
Anytime,
not, if they don't make us a
Hollywood,
superhero, it's this.
Hollywood
Either make us a superhero or they do this or it's this.
Yeah, and I had
Like,
no
hey,
idea
you could
this
be
was
in
going to be the way it was. I had no idea it was going to be this present.
Oh,
this
man.
that's none of the previews don't tell you that this is what it's going to be about.
Yeah, not really.
it kind of leads you to believe it's some kind of sci-fi horror type thing.
Yeah, paranormal stuff going on
paranormal
again.
stuff. Yeah,
Right.
it's that in the Jim Crow era, and I'm like, it's not enough that this black family is dealing with these white people in the Jim Crow era. They also got to deal with the paranormal racist niggas too. Like, I'm like,
paranormal racist.
They getting beat on both sides. Like, there was literally a scene where outside of their house, these racist white neighbors are about to storm this black family. They're about to storm them with their guns and all of that stuff. Get out of our neighborhood or this, that, and the other. And inside the house, they got freaking demonic white ghosts convincing the family to kill each other. I'm like,
what?
I was like, oh my God, man. Like, let these people breathe, man. Like,
what?
It's so exhausting watching this show, man. It's exhausting. Okay. Like,
remember these atrocities, black viewers?
It's like, remember these? Well, what if more happens?
What if it was even worse than
worse? Like, what in the world, man?
So far, did they even be able to fuck them up or something?
No.
Or just,
has there been any comeuppance that you've seen so far?
No.
Man.
It's been going downhill. The only comeuppance I've seen so far is that they derailed from the story, and now we're doing a backstory on the ghosts.
And why
are the ghosts here? Why are they racist?
Now we're doing a backstory. So we're getting to take a breath from all that shit. Like, that's crazy. I know you read the whole incident with the baby. Oh, man. I know a lot of people say they haven't even made it past that episode. Like, after they saw that, after they saw that episode, right there. That's it. And I don't blame them. We stopped watching that show after that episode, and then we came back. We're like, you know what? We got to see what happens now. We're disinvested. We have to see if there's a comeuppance. Will they come up? Will they murder the entire neighborhood and kill the ghosts? Like, what benefit? Like, when will they see? Oh,
I'm listen.
It's like the whole point of this show is just tell you, hey, it sucks for black people. Here's why.
Maybe. Look, bro. Next week you come and tell us if that shit got any better. I watched the scene where the black family kills all the white people. That's about it. Don't need to see none of the previews. Don't need no context. I get it. It's some bullshit. Lena Waithe is on thin ice.
Oh, Lena Waithe is responsible for this show? Oh, okay.
I don't know how many episodes she wrote.
I'm gonna look up this baby.
She's involved with this project.
She's involved.
You might not want to look it up, bro. But you might want to look up maybe the context of the scene. I don't know if you want to look up the actual scene if you're not ready to see it right now.
Like, it's so bad, bro. Like, man, and it's annoying the black family, like the guy involved, the husband. Annoying, man. Like, the decisions he makes, he puts them in these situations, bro.
Why?
Like,
because he's like, we're better than the other blacks.
It's like you go through that whole traumatic experience with your wife. And let's be honest, the wife went through it. You didn't go through it. You weren't even there. Oh, wow. She went through that over in the South, and they move.
Oh, right.
To a white neighborhood. Like, and they have family over there. He has a cousin, auntie, his whole family is in that area in another block. But he decided, no.
We're gonna move to the whitest part. We are
going to move to the whitest part with a history of corrupting black people. So, like,
we're not like the other blacks. We're better than them.
It's to a point where I'm like, I don't feel sorry for you.
Oh no,
I don't feel sorry for you, man.
I heard the thing about the baby. Oh,
yeah.
Bro, it felt like a 30-minute scene of them just.
And supposedly it's the shortest episode in the series.
I'm cool. I'm so cool, bro. I really am. I really am.
It felt like the whole episode was this scene, bro.
No, man.
She's on the floor,
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
no, I
that's
just read
happening
it. I just read it.
while
So I'm
No.
not.
that's
nah,
happening.
I
No.
can't.
While
No,
This
I-
you don't kill
honest,
babies.
and I feel bad.
You don't
I
kill
don't even
babies
want to
on TV.
say it on the show. to
Yeah, I'm
be-
not saying
That's
it.
what I'm saying.
I
I'm
really don't.
Okay,
I really don't.
it's toxic. It's
You can
toxic.
say that makes me soft. That's fine. Whatever.
You
suck
don't
my
kill
dick.
babies on
Man, I
TV.
don't
That's
care
just
what
wild,
people
bro.
say. Yeah, just
And then-
that.
and then-
That's just too much.
You're doing the two together, bro.
Right. And the other
How did
thing
how did
that's
niggas
going
think
on,
Lil Nas X shit was too much and they watching this?
they listen to other people tell them that they should think.
Like, come
that.
on,
It's
man. If
echo
you think
chamber
Lil Nas
people.
X shit was too much, you gotta think this was too much. You have to.
Right.
You have to.
Bro,
You can't-
we were at yesterday. We took they make you take a class, for like
I'm good on
first
this.
day, bringing your baby home. You know what I'm saying? Me and Chris
Mhm.
did the thing. They get to the topic of shaken baby syndrome. The thing.
Oh, yeah.
All I could think about was that scene, bro.
Yeah.
I wasn't even
Yeah,
in the
just
room
reading that and
anymore.
just kinda
all
putting
I
it-
could see was that
Was
scene,
that scene
man.
fucking you up? Yeah, nah.
I was
bro.
like,
See,
what the hell, man?
I'm cool. I'm cool, man.
Yeah. I'm never watching
I'm good
this.
on
I
all
mean, I
that.
already wasn't going to, but learning more just from that episode and
Nah.
scene, that don't sit well with me.
Yeah,
No.
I'm cool on all that, bro. Y'all can have that. Y'all can
That's the
have that.
line.
I'm down for some horror and some sci-fi stuff from time to time.
But see,
That's-
the thing is
I'm
too
okay with
based.
that,
Sorry, I don't mean to. So the
No,
thing
you're
is
good.
based on like what Ian described as well as part. There's paranormal aspects to it. And apparently there's some flashbacks in a sense. And I'm thinking like now thinking of Lovecraft Country because they do stuff like that too. I mean, they lean way more into sci-fi elements of stuff in certain episodes too, and they have certain violent things going on, but nothing is as gruesome as what I just read.
Yeah,
No.
nothing.
I mean,
I mean,
that show has some far
really
out
grotesque.
body horror
Yes.
parts,
Yeah.
but that's more like that's gross and intriguing, and this is just like no, that's
Yeah, this is
disgusting, and I'm
just
appalled.
Demonic.
Yeah.
I can't even believe black people are responsible for making this damn show, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I think it was. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, what's going on in your mental?
Yeah.
Why would you write this
Yeah.
to happen?
I would never do.
Honestly, at this point, I don't even if they do somehow manage to kill the whole neighborhood and then all the ghosts and stuff,
Does it? Yeah.
it still doesn't amend.
It doesn't absolve from.
It doesn't absolve anything. I don't
yeah.
feel like they came up even after that. Like now they're wanted, and they'll have to deal with that after the fact, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't. And so what I want is to hear from the black people that worked on this show. The creator of this show is a dude named Lil Marvin. My thing is I can't really find a bunch of information on him. I was talking to y'all. Remember Steven from the WD-40 episode?
Yeah.
I was talking to Steven about this. Trying to like see who this dude even is. Like, who is this guy? And I don't really know who he is. It doesn't seem like he's got a bunch of credit for stuff. He made something called The Time Is Now in 2006. I don't know, but him and Lena Waithe did this, and not him and Lena Waithe, but Lena Waithe is involved. I'm trying to see how many. Let me see if I can find the full cast and see the production and all that.
It was not about exploring black trauma.
Are you sure?
That's a quote from an interview with Little Marvin.
Oh, really?
Cap or no capping?
That's wild.
Might make it worse if that's.
Well, I'm
truly
not
what he's
sure
saying.
where Lena Waithe. They're not giving her any credit on some of these, so I'm not 100% sure where.
Oh, she worked on it, or
She did
in
work
the
on
show?
this. Oh, here we go. Executive producer for 10 episodes. 20. Is it 10 episode season, Ian?
Yeah.
So she is the executive producer for 10 episodes. So she oversaw all this shit.
Oh no.
So a black man created it. A black woman was the executive producer. Make of that what you will. I don't understand what their purpose was. I don't understand what they were going for. I personally don't feel like they represent all black people and what we want to see on TV. I think this is a missed mark. To me, this sounds like two black people who are trying to make their money off Jordan Peele's style. And they use that. The problem is that was 3 years ago or 4 years. That was what, 2016 or something like that?
Yeah. 2017
or 27.
Whatever.
It was
It's a few years ago.
It was years ago. It was years ago. That was before pandemic. That was before we watched That's before we were seeing all black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, we live in black trauma stories, black horror stories when we look outside. Like, police are killing us today, right now, for no fucking reason. I don't need to see a show with black people dying or white people for no reason. We're doing that in real life. Turn on the news, get on Twitter, you will see it. It's right there. There's a bunch of real people, real names. Don't need to see actors dying to white people, white racist people. It's happening. So maybe 3-4 years ago when we weren't seeing it every single day on the, if you had been able to put this out, maybe then. But at some point as black people, you have to look at it and go, hey, I know when we started this idea 5-6 years ago, maybe we thought this would be a good idea. Maybe we thought this was going to send a certain message. Maybe we thought this would come over a certain way. But guess what? Now I can see that this is not a good time to put something out like this. Read the fucking room. Black people can turn on the news and see black horror stories. I don't need to see a black horror story where children and women are getting killed and raped, all types of shit. I don't need to see that in fiction. I just don't. I don't need to see it. I don't. And I can't understand what they could tell me that would justify what this is or still putting this out today. I don't think it's smart. I don't think it's telling us anything. I don't know. It's not teaching us a lesson. White people will just ignore this or watch it and have fun. What are they getting from this? Who was this for? Is my question, other than two self-serving black people who wanted to make a check. And that's what it sounds like to me. And that's fine. Just do your thing, but just say that. Don't come out and tell me the bullshit reason, some bullshit reason why you did this. You're trying to make a check. You made some shit that looked like us, and here it is. You sold it to Amazon. I get it. Just say that. Don't give me the fake moral bullshit. Because I feel like that's what we're going to get. The fake moral foolishness. Like, I don't know.
I'd be willing to freaking sign a petition to delete this from existence.
Yeah, facts. I'm starting to wonder if Lena Waithe don't like black people, and maybe that's me stepping out of pocket. I don't know. Hopefully, I don't bite me in the ass one day. But I'm starting to wonder if Lena Waithe may be one of these people out here that had some negative experience with black people, and now that's what it is. Because I don't understand.
Yeah, it's wild. This is it's exhausting to watch.
So are you guys gonna finish it?
Man.
Well, I mean, we're gonna finish it. I mean, at this point, I really just want to, I want to see them succeed. Every time I continue to watch the show, I just want to see them succeed in some way.
Damn, I really
got a hint to that, kind of, but not really, because even that was influenced by the ghosts. I'm like, it's really bad, bro. Like there was this. Oh my god, man. I'll say it's the second worst scene in the entire series of events.
Okay.
The girl goes to the high school.
Which girl?
The oldest sister.
Okay.
In the high school, her dealing with them making the gorilla sounds and stuff, and all of this craziness going on. Her ghost is this white girl that makes out to be her friend, I guess. And I guess somehow convinces this black woman that her skin is the issue, and she goes on to paint her body in white paint.
Oh no.
And she says like, oh, I don't want to be like my family. I don't want to be like them anymore. I want to be perfect like you. And it was just so like hard to watch that. It was so hard to watch.
Gaslighting in real time.
I was like, wow, this is some of the worst
got me fucked up
storytelling, writing I've ever seen. This is worse. Tyler Perry's, man. Like,
I'm good in all that. And that's just modern day like black stereotypes. Yeah, I'm good in all this.
Goodness, I'll take a Tyler Perry movie over this, man. I'll do it. I'll watch a light skinned nigga take a woman from a black man, a dark skinned black man. I watched that before.
As long as I am light skinned, as long as I'm dark skinned and bald. Oh my god. Yeah, all that stuff. Oh man, that sucks, man. I really hope there's a dub in the end of that show.
I hope they delete that show.
They probably should.
I hope they delete this show and they're never able to make anything off this show again. Fuck them. I don't care. I do support all black people, but I don't support this. Go make another show, man. That's not it.
or make or don't make another show. Don't make another show. I don't know if I'm gonna start looking out to see if Lena Waithe is behind something at this point.
Dang, I know, right? Now we gotta double check going forward.
She about to get M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, start avoiding your shit. Like, if this what you out here doing, like, before, I don't want to see this. Okay, all right. Well, I know how to get off it.
All right, let me steer the vehicle of this real quick. Technically speaking, let's see. Have anything else?
Yes. No. Let's go to technically speaking for sure.
All right.
Let's get out of here. We need a transition. I'm gonna start doing like a transition dance that I can put on in the intro when we do something sad. I'm gonna do like a little transition.
I'm not wrong. Things that are sad. It's just you gotta find the balance and finesse. That's all.
Yeah. No, and they're gonna come up. Obviously, it's just wow. That's just crazy to me.
Yeah, Downer City and that. But yeah, speaking of steering a vehicle into technically speaking, Ian.
Nicholas. Pass the rock. Potato.
Got the alley. You got the professionals.
In lighter news, it seems like the future of electric vehicles is brighter.
I love it.
Looks like Washington State, they're going to pass a measure to phase out gas-powered vehicles starting in 2030.
Oh wow!
I believe that.
I mean, I can believe it. Yeah, Washington State. For American progression. Why is it hard to say that word? They're pretty progressive as far as like a lot of the places in the country.
Yeah. So that's like California and Massachusetts. They're also 5 years after that.
So 9 years. Yeah. So and that's the whole West Coast. So and that's a lot of people. So it'll eventually spill over.
I don't know. I don't know I don't know how far reaching it would be, especially like in the southern regions. I don't know that. I mean, Well, we'll see how.
Take my Chevy from me.
Chevy is making their pickup. Chevy.
I mean, they're all doing it because the market is changing.
But say it again, Drew.
No, sorry. I was just saying, like, a lot of the car makers are bringing their alternative energy vehicles because they know the market is changing, and the term where basically we can't just keep drilling for the same oil for so long.
They're bringing out those options, but these redneck people, and it's not even just redneck people, it's some black people out there in the country too that just feel like they're stuck in their ways. They want to do things a certain way. They want their truck to, what I mean? They've been it's a truck they've had. They work on their truck, and I think 2030 is probably, because what's stopping them from doing that like right now? Well, pandemic and stuff like that. But if all things being equal, if we weren't in a pandemic, nothing would really be holding them back from saying, "Hey, we're not selling gas cars no more. We only make electric cars."
I think that time frame is like barring their ability to make more stations for like for charging those cars.
And that too. Yeah, true. That's a big deal.
That's a big deal as far as
I figure it also gives people time to let the older people just not be on the road as much. Like that older generation, another 10 years.
Phase out the old people.
Like, hey, y'all, all y'all that still cling. Because if they told me, hey, come trade in your car now, we'll give you an electric car and get rid of it. Okay, shit, go take it.
Yeah.
Do it, whatever. I don't give a fuck about this car. I mean, I like my car, but I don't think it's that crazy. I think the older generation would push back a lot more on it.
Yeah. It wouldn't be so crazy if more stations for charging the vehicles were readily available. Then I think it would be more feasible, or it'd be a thought that could be had. Because like right now, I think Tesla is leading in the charging stations. Like you can get your. So that would be the car you would want to get if you wanted to transition to electric vehicles. Because any other one, you're driving miles before you find.
We got a Tesla charging station on. We had a Tesla charging station on Panola. That really? Publix on Panola. The Publix on Panola has a
Tesla charging station.
Those are Tesla charging stations.
Not just an EV one.
Those are Tesla charging stations.
Wow.
It might be a mix of. Huh?
On Panola.
On Panola.
Yeah, he's on Panola.
That's crazy.
I know, but to me, they say Tesla, but I've seen non-Teslas there charging. So I don't know if Tesla is specifically for Teslas or. I mean, people might have just been parking there. To be fair, I don't know. Let me take that back. I don't know if they were charging because I've never had an electric car. I don't even know how they charge. So I didn't know for a fact if it was hooked up or not. I've just seen non-cars that still look like electric cars in those spots. I've seen Teslas there too, but just not as frequent. Normally, those spots are just pretty open. People are just kind of sitting there. Maybe they're not really bothered, but they're there. They're in that Publix parking lot. You can go on Panola and see it. I thought that was crazy. I was like, they won't like rebuild the Wendy's so that it's fine. But we got Tesla parking spots. Why did Tesla come here? We don't have like a Panera Bread. Whatever. Anyways, yeah, I think that's
It's coming. It's coming fast. Apparently,
it should.
Yeah, I mean, I welcome it.
I'm okay with it. Cleaner energy, keep the world alive longer.
It's going to benefit us because we're going to grow older, and you know, if none of these changes aren't being done now, it's going to fuck us up. No matter how good our health insurance or whatever we have, then either go outside, just breathing is like a tax in our life. It's just like, man. But yeah, so that's cool. I mean, I know some will push back, like you said, but in the long run, it's a good precedent to set because someone's got to do it. And it looks like Washington State and whoever made that decision, California and them, they're doing it.
Yeah, the bill bans the sale, purchase, and registration of non-EV vehicles.
Yeah,
and that includes any vehicles coming into the state.
So legislation like that is what I applaud.
So if we were to move out there, you gotta
get with the program. In 2030.
And I mean, hey, if you live there, you know,
either you like it or you don't. You don't have to stay there.
There are 40 something other states.
Washington, go somewhere else. You're not a prisoner in Washington.
States in middle America, middle of U.S.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Middle America will take their sweet time with this one.
Oh yeah. It's just gonna be West Coast and parts of the Northeast.
Parts of the Northeast and
it's not. I don't see this being like super widespread, super fast.
No.
Yeah. But that is your technically speaking for the day.
Technically. All right.
Okay. We're gonna jump into console T. Okay, I'm not gonna
console T.
Pantomime mixing the honey and tea. But yeah, so I mean, there's been some things this week, but I feel like for the sake of this podcast, probably the best thing to discuss is we got the first major PS5 update, the April update. Some of the big things that it adds is the one thing that, you know, especially now I got mine like over a month ago, that we desperately need. You can now store PS5 games on external hard drives in a cold storage situation.
Storage.
And for our listeners that, you know, that are now seeing that word and asking, what does that mean? It's kind of what it's pretty much what it sounds like. You just basically just storing other data in this game, in this time your game, like that Call of Duty Warzone that you might want to take a break from or whatever. You put it there and basically you can't play off of it. But instead of having to re-download back and forth, you can just have it there. You can transfer it onto the PlayStation 5 when you're ready. So for a lot of us that got like data caps monthly, you ain't got to kill it re-downloading these games you want to play and all that. So
which helps a lot. Anytime I don't want a game now, but I know that maybe I'll come back to it 3 months or something later, throw it on your side, on your external, man.
Yeah. I think I saw somewhere that it takes only like 20 minutes to re-download.
Yeah, and this I heard it was pretty quick. Just depending on the games, you can do a mix of PS4 and PS5 games. And I think they also reiterated that the internal M.2 SSD drive for expansion that's still coming later this summer. And they had some other social things here and there. One thing I noticed since I have the disc version. PS5, what will happen a lot of times when you start a game up, whether it be rest or from just turning it on, the disc will spin there for a bit and it will spin for a little minute to be like, okay, but you know, like my perfect example, I have Borderlands 3. A lot of listeners know this. I'm sure that do listen. I have the disc version, but you know, that's PS4 version. To get the PS5 version, you have to put the disc in and it's like, oh, do you want the PS5 version? You download it. So I have the PS5 version downloaded, but in order to play it, I have to put my PS4 disc in. And before, it would just spin and make loud noises after a while. Now, after the update, I noticed it only spins for like maybe 2 seconds and then that's it. And I think that's their way of just checking to be like, this is this is Gerard's Borderlands 3 disc, or this
Right.
is a disc, whatever. So that's cool.
Yeah.
You can customize the game library, which that confused me at first because I thought initially oh man, you can finally kind of sort of like hide the games on your main home screen, but it's when you go to your actual game library, like when you go view all.
You
yeah.
go add it from there. Okay.
You can hide them there.
I'm okay
We
with
need to
that.
hurry up and add folders so we can just put them in the folder.
Yeah, I want that
Folders
next,
back.
please. I hope that's next. Like,
Folders
for
might
real.
throw off I think they have to think of an interesting way to implement folders into the UI, because I just think it's, if you just put a folder, I think it'll just look a little weird for that folder to expand. But I think if they find an interesting way to do it quickly, I think it'll be fine. I think they will.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. I think when they just went to copy and paste folders, they were like, this doesn't look good. Like, this looks terrible. Yeah, it's annoying, but they'll get over it. And we didn't give them that much storage space anyway, so ain't but
They
so
don't
many
need a folder
games.
right now.
They don't need
Yeah.
no folders. They'll be all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. I think we'll get them.
Yeah, just over time. Once more people get PS5s, the more their games are out too. You can also, and this time I didn't even know wasn't even a thing. You can pre-download the game update if you have it in rest mode, and so like once you turn it on, you can actually just play it with the new update as opposed to as soon as you hit play, it's like, oh, there's an update, you gotta download it now, and it's like
I still don't trust them. They had that feature in PS4, and
Yeah,
it was
right?
hit or miss whether it worked or not.
It was a hit or miss. Yeah, you're right.
But I'll see. I'll make sure that it's enabled, I guess, for
Yeah.
Destiny.
I didn't even know that wasn't there. That's crazy.
Yeah.
What was the
I
other
didn't
thing?
either.
Oh, the other thing, cross generation share play. So PS4 and
That's
PS5 can share play with each other. That's pretty neat. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I think that's a pretty cool feature. I didn't even know this had share play already. I was testing it. Well, a friend of mine, friend James, he tested it actually. Well, he wanted me to test it with Sackboy Big Adventure, the platformer game, and it worked decently well. I think it was actually a lot of fun. but yeah, so that's cool. And there's a couple other things here and there. I think the app got some updates.
One of my favorite ones is the ability to adjust the volume of the people in your party.
Yes, that's a huge thing. Yeah, I'm actually
that wasn't on PS4.
Not at all. That's a huge thing.
It was mute or not, and now you can.
Yeah, you can adjust the volume.
Turn you down, so I can turn Cameron loud ass down.
Yeah.
I'll turn Patrice's mic up. She's usually quieter.
Mic all the way up.
Yeah, mic all the way up. Gain 100 over here.
Gain 100.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
I did change my Twitter name to Gain 0 for a while. I was Gain.
Yeah, I remember that. It took me a minute. I was like, "Who the fuck
did say that shit on
Derek.
a podcast?" He said that shit on a podcast. He just said, "Turn this nigga Gain all the way down." I was like, "All right, well, bet, nigga, fuck you." I'm gonna embrace it. Y'all think I'm gonna be embarrassed? No.
Oh shit. But yeah, you can only. I think the app you can down wishlist stuff from the app. And you get notifications.
I wasn't sure if it said you could.
Oh, you can add stuff to your wish list from that.
Yeah, because before it was just buy or not buy. Now you can wish list stuff,
can,
which is that's
from the app itself. Yeah, that's pretty dope.
That's dope that you can do that, and the Apple PlayStation is doing well right now. I know they're not making the big splashes that Xbox has made, but that's because they made those splashes. They don't really 5 years ago.
Right, they did their due diligence.
Xbox needs to make splashes.
PS3.
Sony is being very solid with most of this. Other than
fine tuning.
The fine tuning of what's here, And y'all hear my cat in the background? I know y'all can't, but I
heard something, but it didn't sound like a cat.
I guarantee this is gonna come in on the. It's fine. It's fine. Whatever.
I don't think.
It's my cat's birthday.
Happy birthday, Zuko!
Happy birthday to Zuko.
Is he bigger yet?
Cat Wheatley. No, he still looks like a kid.
Wheatley over there.
Happy birthday to my cat. I was supposed to say that at the top of the episode, so Ashley will be mad at me when she hears this. But happy birthday to my kitty cat Zuko.
By the time you hear this, it'll be my dog's birthday.
Oh,
wow!
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Zeus as well.
All the fur babies are getting older.
Yeah, the fur babies. Yeah, all the Z's.
Kids having birthdays in April.
Disease. But yeah,
Yeah.
overall, yeah. These are good updates. This is a solid update across the board. I don't think there's anything like, oh, that's stupid. Why they do that? So, they did some trophy stuff too for the trophy folks. They said the level of trophies that were results.
Oh, and also,
Oh, this is good. Oh, you know what? Let me talk about. I actually didn't know. Okay, let me talk about this. So like whenever you get a trophy, it automatically takes a snapshot or like a recording. You can customize to
yeah,
do only capture and only videos, and you can set them for just specific like trophies like gold or platinum and stuff
yeah,
like that. That's dope. Oh, I actually need to tell the rest of the
yeah.
group
Because
about that.
I can only imagine because
I
I
changed that
noticed
immediately.
that. Yeah, I did too. I can only imagine how much space that's probably taking up. Because
Bro,
every
no,
time I noticed that every trophy I was getting was a video
A
attached to.
picture or a video,
yeah,
and you have, and you're like, fam, what is this?
yeah. Like I
And I
have to
was
go
wondering
through.
if I'm like, is this going to that extra space that Sony capped off in the because
Well,
why would I want this taking up my space? I
no,
don't want this shit. I just turn
no. It
I
goes
will turn
to
it back on for maybe platinum
Yeah, that's what I did. I turned it on
and
for platinum only.
maybe gold, but even
I'm gonna
that,
do gold. I don't
I
ever do
might do
platinum.
gold. I
I
might,
don't
but
ever do
even that.
platinums.
Oh yeah, I guess gold and platinum. Yeah.
I
Even
never get
that, I
platinums.
don't know, man. Only reason I'm thinking of platinum is because I'll probably platinum Spider-Man at some point eventually. So
Okay,
I'll do
yeah.
that. But
Did I play that?
gold, gold is it, bro. Them silver and bronzes, bro. Bronze be like run 300 miles south.
You
You get a
complete a side quest,
damn.
bronze.
Oh my god.
I think that's all the Borderlands ones.
It's like trophies and
People look
trophies
at
and
the
trophies.
trophies
You
like
just like,
that.
bro, please stop.
I don't even know if Borderlands has a platinum trophy. I can't imagine it does. Maybe you did all the side quests platinum or something. I don't know.
It probably does. I mean, most of these games seem to have like, even if it's nothing like crazy, they have some sort of platinum trophy that they offer just because
Yeah.
niggas like it. Um,
Hmm. Yeah.
that's everything with the console update. I think that was everything on the console update. Right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple things here and there. For those that want to read more, go to blog.playstation.com. It's on the front page somewhere.
For
Yeah. What was the other thing? Oh, Returnal. Um, that comes out April 30th. They've been putting out some more videos here and there. Like I think it's YouTube called. Well, I'm not. I mean, they're not gonna make money off them, whatever. But they did like a top 11 things to know about Returnal. Overall, the game looks really cool. It really looks like it has a decent story level to like this older woman. She kind of gives me the oh god, the old girl from Ripley Scott. She gives me Ripley Scott vibes from Alien because you're like that
Oh,
older kind
okay.
of seasoned woman who's like fighting all these sci-fi alien monsters and stuff. And every time she dies, it's like a roguelike. She comes back to life. She's like, what's happening? And I think it's gonna do like a Hades-esque type thing where you don't come back to like a hub and it's like, what's happening? But it's like every time you die, she's like, why am I dying? And why am I stuck in this loop? And she'll actually see her dead body on the ground. Or, it won't show her face. It'll show like the suit and like the visor, but not the face and stuff like that. And the gameplay looks dope, man. It looks frenetic, fast paced. It's third person like shooter type thing. It just looks a lot of fun. I think keep an eye on that one. I'm gonna get it. At first, I was like, I want this, but now I'm gonna get it. I'm not gonna get it day one though. What I'm gonna do, since that new Pokemon Snap come out the same day, I'm gonna get Pokemon Snap first and probably play that for like 2 weeks. And then when I get paid again, I'll probably just get Returnal when on that middle paycheck.
Right.
So I should be done with Pokemon Snap by then. It's not a super long game. But yeah, looks good. I don't know. Did y'all see the video? I know Derek saw it because you
Yeah.
mentioned
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it looks. I think it looks great too. I think the game looks a lot of
I
fun.
think it's gonna be
It
I'm
looked like
interested.
a more forgiving roguelike game.
Yeah, and honestly, those are the type of roguelikes
Possibly.
I'm enjoying more just because I just want to start from ground zero every single time. Because
Yeah, man.
and let me keep some things. I mean, I get it. I have a consequence for dying, but if I'm still learning stuff, I don't want to just lose everything.
Yeah, man.
It's
That's
one of those. I think it's one of those. They're never. I think you can make everybody happy with the roguelike. I think you're either gonna make part of the
yeah,
community happy, or part of the community is gonna be a little salty about it. Either you're gonna allow some things to persist, you're not gonna allow anything to persist. You're gonna make it slightly easier to get through certain things. You know what I mean? There's not. I think to me, Hades, I feel like is probably the most balanced. Like, yeah,
It
you
is.
kind of start back at 0 a little bit, but then you have, your boosts and stuff that affect your game, and those are every time. It's not like you have to re-earn, the Zeus boon and the air, the Athena boon, and this.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's something to it. I feel like Returnal is probably gonna hit something like that because they've already talked about stuff that persists through your lives and stuff. So,
Like bosses that you kill.
and
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say Immortals has that thing too, where, and I don't know if it's every level, maybe because I'm only playing on normal, and I heard, and not to track back to Immortals too long, but maybe because I'm playing on normal, but you can like fight a boss, and if you like move from the fight area, the the boss person will go back. It'll reset them back to where they're at. But if you run up to them, they still have the exact same health you left them at.
Oh no,
So if
that's
you
that's the thing.
that's a thing, right? Yeah,
Mm.
okay. So it's not roguelike, but you at least but you know what I mean? Like it persists. And unless you actually die, then I guess it might reset that entire encounter. But if you're just like low on health and you need to like go collect berries or whatever, it'll reset
Yeah,
the
you can
encounter, but
leave.
it doesn't
Yeah.
reset their health. They just sit there with the same health and don't like recover at all.
Yeah. You can choose the bosses, yeah.
Yeah, like literally one hit, then sprint and run,
Sprint,
and then
grab some health, come back,
one hit,
chip
sprint.
away. Yeah.
Play 4-hour boss fights. I thought about turning the difficulty down on some of those just to, but I gotta be honorable. Gotta be honorable if I want to talk shit to Ian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, Returnal looks good. Returnal looks good.
Yeah.
I'm like Geraldo. I don't know that I want to give them the full price off rip, but
That's 70, right?
yeah.
So, and that's okay. So, and that's funny you say that. And I didn't want to talk about this yet because I want more time to go. But I'm starting to notice it. I think Sony's taking Nintendo approach to their games now.
Why do you say that?
They have not dropped in price. Like the only reason why I noticed this was because when I was talking to James when we were playing Tactful, I was like looking, I was legit like, yo, how much is this? I might get this in like a couple of months or so. And I looked at it, all versions of it, PS4 and PS5. They're all full price still, like $70. And I was like, still, I thought at least be like 40 or something right now. I looked up a bunch of other PS5 games, like the Miles Morales games, are all like the bundle, the remaster is still 70. Demon Souls still 70. I mean, I think the only I mean, even then they went back to the full price. Like usually
because
those
because there was a resurgence of PS5s coming back out, so they put them back. They put it back at regular price to try to catch y'all niggas
Gotta
again.
catch y'all niggas
But
again.
they did put these games on sale. Like because I remember I did see you say something about that the other day, and I don't remember what exactly it was.
I don't know, because like
I'm not sure. I don't think they're that bad. Sony and Nintendo will put even their third-party games that are only on.
Nintendo doesn't control those. The third parties control those. I'm gonna let you know.
So Nintendo doesn't control the prices of any of their third-party games on their digital site or
no. Like Immortals is controlled by Ubisoft. Those games, the Doom games, like the Doom and Doom Eternal, that will, yeah. So that's Bethesda that controls those.
Okay, so all right, so I put it like that. So
they just know to keep their price a little higher to either like because they know some like honestly people pay that premium for the hybrid aspect, or for physical it might be $5 more to offset the cartridge manufacturer cost or whatever. But that's a whole different thing. No, I just know this because I was like, dang, like I was expecting a game like that to be like 50 or something, or to be, because like usually with like PS4 when their games were coming out, like The Last of Us 2 did it. You know, that game still sold well. I saw within like a month and a half, 2 months, it dropped down to like 40 some 50, and I was like, okay. It's just an observation. I'm not saying. I'm just saying I wouldn't try and wait the month or two for like maybe saving $10, $15 because I don't know if they're doing that much anymore. I think the only
no.
Oh, okay.
No, I agree with that. I don't know. You're not gonna get. I don't think they're gonna give you brand new releases with exclusives with a $10 or $15 sale a month or two out. If you're in the wait camp for PlayStation exclusives, I think you're in the 3 to 4 month, maybe closer to 6 month wait time for exclusives. The only other exclusive I think would go on sale any earlier than that was MLB The Show, and now that it's on Xbox, I think that's the only way that'll go on a sale
Yeah.
faster. Is that one? Other than that, no, I don't think PS5 exclusives are going on sale quickly, even just 10
like
or
dropping below
$15.
that 70. Yeah,
No,
I
I
mean,
don't think you're gonna get that early. No.
yeah,
I don't
I
think.
mean that's fine. I mean, their games are quality, so if they have, I mean, if they want to make more money per unit, that's one way to do it. The only other thing is Destruction All Star. I think got a permanent price drop of that game.
Well, yeah, it needed that because
That game is
they
mid.
released that at 70, and that
Yeah,
should
and it was
be
like,
always have been a
whoa, no
$30
one's
game.
buying this at 70. That'll be a flop.
That was a
Super
mistake.
flop.
They should have never put that game at $70. That was always a mistake from the jump.
Yeah.
And it sounds bad because respect to those developers and the time they put into that game. It's no disrespect.
Yeah,
to them,
but that
nothing
game
wasn't
wasn't
$70 at all.
Yeah,
It just wasn't. They needed to spend more time with it if they wanted to make it $70. I got one last thing for console T, and then we'll
we can mosey
jump
on
forward.
Mosey on over.
Mosey.
Yep.
I
What's like that word, mosey?
Mosey. I read an article the other day, and it was I forgot exactly where it's from. So, but fuck sources, right? Who cares? We're not a real news source.
That's fine. Yeah.
The one of the higher ranking guys at Naughty Dog was doing an interview, and they were talking to him about a bunch of different Naughty Dog stuff, and they brought up Jak and Daxter, and he basically was like, "Yeah, we're not working on Jak and Daxter at all. Like, we're not working on it. It's not in development. But I wish we were, especially with seeing the rise in Ratchet and Clank and these other games. Like, yeah, I do kind of wish we were working on the Jak and Daxter, but we're not working on the Jak and Daxter. He's very clear that they are not working on Jak and Daxter. Information that we already knew, he confirmed again. He was like, they did try to start a Jak and Daxter game again, and they ended up scrapping that to move on to The Last of Us, to move on to The Last of Us, and that's what we got. And he was like, if they ever did, he's like, there's a lot of love for Jak and Daxter within the studio, so clearly the studio still understands what they did and understands that they have a cult following, and they know and they acknowledge that they get messages all the time about it. But it's not in their immediate plans, but they said they wished. To me, that sound like an opening. Sound like they're saying, I wish we were Sony, as Gerard calls it, Papa Sony.
And you let them do it though. Like after they do this supposed Last of Us,
I think they'll
remaster or remake.
And that's where I come into the issue. How does Last of Us get a remaster again?
It has to be a full remake.
How do they get a full remake and then we don't get a full remake just a brand new game or a new series for
Jak and Daxter?
I've been thinking, they love.
I would have Last of Us remastered right now. The Last of Us game right now is good.
It is. It's solid. The PS4 version is solid. The only thing I actually thought about it, and I think what they're gonna do, because I always had this theory, and I think I mentioned it before. I always thought they were gonna remaster The Last of Us 2, and then tack on the multiplayer that they were working on, and just sell that for 70 and be done with it. Now what I think they're doing is they got the HBO show they're working on.
Yeah.
And funny enough, side thing on that, they cast the dude that played Ghost Rider in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as Tommy. That show.
Yeah. And Pedro Pascal
did that.
Is it interesting? Pedro Pascal cast as Joel.
He's Joel.
Yeah.
That's gonna be interesting.
So that'll be. I'll watch that for him.
Mandalorian Zombies.
Pedro Pascal has
Mandalorian
has earned my trust.
Yeah, same.
He's one of them actors now for me, especially when it comes to anything with not necessarily superheroes or anything, but just like anything with like video game properties, comic property. I just feel like he knows how to capture characters well. So
yeah, man.
I ain't seen no uproar. No, I don't want to race bait, right? But I'm Black and Latino.
Yes, you are.
So I do think it's interesting that every time they cast Latino people as white characters, we don't see the uproar from white people. They never uproar, as loud. Never see it. You don't see it at the same level.
Well,
if they made Joel a black dude, it'd been, why are you making all of our characters black? Why are you doing it? Oh my god, you hate
us. We know why that is. We know why that is.
Well, we know. I'm just pointing it out for the people out there that may be listening and maybe don't see it. But they awful quiet when a Latino dude gets cast as Joel, who's clearly a white man in
Call him Joel.
Joel. Yeah, I am gonna call him Joel. Yeah.
Joel's.
Joel. That's how you gotta call him now.
Oh well, yeah, true.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Joel.
All right.
Joel. Okay, sorry.
Oh man, the holidays came back.
Middle of summer in this
Oh,
bitch.
man. But oh yeah, the tangent, kind of sort of. So yeah, what I think they're gonna do, I think whatever they're gonna do with this remake, I think they're just gonna retell the main beat to that story, and they might introduce in like an epilogue thing with like the doctor that I think that's Abby's dad that Joel kills, or they say it in The Last of Us 2. They might do some little epilogue with that type of thing to tie both of those games in, and then they'll still slap the multiplayer on it. I think that's what they're gonna do, and they're gonna tie, coincide with the show, because I mean that show's gonna be pretty big, and it's gonna get a lot of people be like, "Oh man, I want to play The Last of Us
For sure.
or for the first time." I mean,
I'm cool with the version I've got. I think the PS4 version is fine
like
to play on.
$10,
Great playing on PS5. I'm playing right now with Ashley watching. She's loving parts of it.
It looks great at 4K. Yeah.
It looks amazing, yeah. And
I mean,
Last of Us 2, I'm
improve
sure
the
will be just
gameplay.
fine. I'm not replaying Last of Us 1 again. I'm not rebuying it again.
That's a fact.
That's what it is. I'm not rebuying it again. When they give it out for free on PlayStation Plus eventually, then yeah, fine.
Which they will do.
Exactly. Which is, I mean, yeah.
And that doesn't take away from the game. I think the game is great. I think The Last of Us was great. I think The Last of Us 2, I know it had controversy, but I think it was fine.
Controversy is nerds being mad. The game, from what I saw from Nazi stream, the game is good. I think the game is a little too long, but it looks fine. Gameplay looks fantastic. A little too gruesome at times, but hey, it is what it is. That's my theory on it. I think they're gonna how they're gonna do the show, they're gonna tie it in. I mean, not make it like based off the hit TV show, based off the hit game or anything like that, but like if they want to introduce new story beats in the show that might also be in the game, maybe they'll do it like that. It's easy.
But
people be like,
no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, just make it easier for people that maybe, you know what? It's kind of like when Netflix did the Witcher show, where they had that was Mark Hamill, right?
What was it?
They had Superman playing him, Mark Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
Did I say Mark?
You said Mark Hamill. That's why I was like, Mark Hamill was in The Witcher? I was
saying Mark Cavill. Henry Cavill, thank you. Holy
Henry
smokes.
Cavill, yeah.
Holy crap. Where
it's all right.
Sorry, Henry.
I heard Mark Hamill. I was like, bro, what?
I don't know why I'm saying
like, maybe I need to go check out The Witcher.
I'm bugging like crazy. But no, Henry Cavill. Like when that show came out, apparently the sales for Witcher 3, even though it's been out for years, went up like 300% or something crazy like that. So obviously this effect can happen here too.
I just wonder if they shouldn't focus on just playing the original game. Then why put out a remake game?
Sony wants money.
How many times have we seen a game based on a show turn out poorly? Now here's a game based on a show based on a game.
Yeah, it's very weird.
That sounds like a recipe for disaster. Even though the blueprint is there for you already. For you to not fuck this up. It sounds like a blueprint for them to.
I could just be giving them too much credit. They could just be. They might pull a Spider-Man remaster. They might. Well, no, they won't do that. They might just change how their faces look, be more emote, a little more like upgrade the cutscenes,
update the characters to look like the actors.
Yeah, but the whole game will be
that with
the
Spider-Man.
same. Yeah, they did. And I still not really a fan of it, but
so that is weird. Still,
he look I get
he looks younger than.
He does. It's like a kind of sort of Tom Holland look-alike. I know that's why they did it.
Yeah.
I know that's why they did it.
100%.
Yeah.
But they about to straight up put Tom Holland in that Avengers game. They didn't go play. They just gonna put. I know none of the other Avengers look like him, but hey, Tom Holland, you go right in here, sir. You step. You're the Sony exclusive. You're going in this game. Tom Holland is going in that game. He's a Sony property. He works for Sony, and Sony don't tell him shit about the movies. Marvel don't tell him shit about the movies. He's not allowed to know nothing. He probably don't even know he in a video game, but he in it. Hey, bro, all them movies he was shooting, them scenes, they about to be in this game too. You're the Spider-Man in Marvel Avengers, the game.
That's gonna be that. Whenever they reveal that, That's gonna be quite a day. That's gonna be hilarious on
That's gonna be a
social
funny
media
day on
because the
Twitter.
game ain't really getting any better goodwill, word of mouth, or anything. It's just up. Here's Hawkeye finally.
Hey,
Wakanda's coming, I think,
when this shit is
sometime.
on sale for $15, I'm gonna be in there though.
Yeah,
This has $15 worth of fun. I'm telling you. I think it really probably has about 20 if you're being honest with yourself and not letting social media dictate how you feel about it. You can
you
probably get
can
20
get away
minutes
with
of
20. Yeah,
$20 worth of fun out
20.
of that.
Yeah,
I
I
think you
saw
can.
GameFly. I know physical, but GameFly to sale for
Oh yeah.
25. I saw a couple people. Some people were memeing like, it's still too high, and some people were like, why not?
I can
I think
understand. I
20 is
wouldn't
the
judge
sweet
you.
spot.
I judge you for picking up this game over $30. I judge
Yeah,
that.
that's
If
a
you
bit
bought
rough.
Marvel Avengers under $30, no judgment for me.
That's fine.
I think you can get that much fun. For me personally, it's 25 is my max. And obviously I'm a digital gamer, so I'd have to wait for it. But for me, 25. But if you said 30, I'm not gonna berate you for that. Now, if you
Get
said
it.
you want to spend 35, 40, I'm like, I don't think you're getting that much fun out of it. I don't think there's enough there for 35, 40.
They'll get it down there for sure.
But
They'll get down there.
yeah, its base price needs to be 40. Okay.
Yeah.
So we are
Last of Us.
okay. Because this isn't long. I'm not going to be long on this. I'm not going to rant on this. I'm not going to rant on this. If I start to rant, if it sounds like I'm starting to rant, y'all just cut me off and say, "Hey, you said you know going to rant on this." Okay. We have a young black screenwriter, script writer named Aaron Michael. He did an interview on a show called, or I don't, is it the show or is it the platform? Let me double check real quick. Uh, I think the platform is called Mold Diversity. Oh, I didn't type that right at all. Mold. I assume that's like multiple diversity or something like that. So Mold Diversity is YouTube channel. Sorry about that. He went on this channel. It seems like to be a black grown. I haven't watched a bunch of the videos. I just got into this earlier this week, and but for this specific interview. But Mold Diversity are black owned. Seems like a media outlet. Somewhere around 400 subscribers. They talk about a lot of the same shit you hear me talking about. Black empowerment, black struggles in media and in general, and everything like that. So they focus on a lot of that. So they were able to get, and let me get both of their names real quick. Just intermissions do arise with the guys, but you gotta be smart about it. Found the name. Her name is Janita Davis. I believe she's who runs Mold Diversity. It's a black woman, and she had Aaron Michael on in order to talk about his experience working with WB and some of the issues. So, a Cliff Notes versions of what happened here. Okay, Aaron Michael sees Batman versus Superman. I think this is the key part to a lot of this story. He saw Batman versus Superman and essentially started writing a fan fiction. He said after he saw Batman versus Superman, he said he felt inspired to write something about new gods based in Zack Snyder's world. And so that's where he approached this idea from, and that's where it came from. He starts writing on his own. He wasn't a writer for WB. He wasn't hired there or anything like that. He wasn't like he was told to do this. On his own validity, he wrote something that he felt would fit into Zack Snyder's universe as a fan of DC Comics, as a fan of the New Gods, and as a fan of Jack Kirby, and just trying to fit in that universe. He creates this script. He gets connected with some people, and he's able to get in contact with WB, and they have a script writer that's dedicated to him to help him produce the script to get it to, I guess, pitch point. And I'm not going to claim to be some amazing film expert. Again, you can go over to Mold Diversity on YouTube and watch the video with Janita and Aaron, and you can see them talk about the whole thing that as he talked about it. I'm paraphrasing Cliff Notesing just to be sure. So if I say something that's a little off or might not be 100% correct, I don't give a fuck. Just telling you the story. So he's working with the script writer. They make a bunch of drafts here and there, and eventually the script writer just ghosts him. He's no longer even telling him about what WB is saying, and they're trying to get more drafts written still from him, and he's like kind of holding back because now he's asking questions and he's being very cautious and feeling a way about what's going on around him. 2 months after, the script writer that he was working with from WB ghosts him. WB 2 months later, WB announces Ava DuVernay is going to be the director for the New Gods movie, and then Tom King is going to be one of the writers on it. Aaron himself said that he thought that was odd considering both those people are very busy people and that he didn't feel like they would be able to come up with a concept for the New Gods film um, on their own. He didn't think that they would be able to come up with a film for New Gods on their own because they're just so busy. And obviously, there was some distrust in Ava DuVernay. We spoke about that already. If you think that, I just think you're a racist piece of shit. So miss me with that. Um, you never gave James Gunn a chance. You could have gave Ava.
I was gonna ask a question about this.
Go ahead.
So, what if the fear of Ava DuVernay comes from what we're seeing now with what Lena Waithe did with this
No, because
them show?
wait. Okay, say it again.
What if they were afraid that she would make this New Gods thing into some kind of black traumatic situation founded upon the New Gods? Like, oh,
I,
it's
I think those two things are unfair because most of Ava DuVernay's uh black centered productions are based in realism. They're a documentary. They are a series that looks into the lives, some sort of interview series. Like it's not like she's making fantastical versions of black trauma. I haven't seen that. You know what I mean? I know people didn't like A Wrinkle in Time. Me personally, I didn't go see A Wrinkle in Time because I'm not 12 anymore. I'm a grown ass man. I read the book. I don't need to go see the movie. The movie wasn't for me. And I see a lot of adults didn't like it. It seemed like a lot of kids loved it. So I feel like Ava DuVernay should have been given a fair chance to make a movie in this realm. The same way James Gunn had never made a superhero anything before Guardians of the Galaxy, and they gave him. No one said that we thought James Gunn was going to be any of his other films. No one said that. So why is Ava DuVernay being held to what she makes in her other films to what she would have made here at
yeah.
all? Like I just don't think it's that. So no, I mean no, I don't. I can see if you want to say, hey, I didn't like A Wrinkle in Time, and I think she's going to make it like A Wrinkle in Time. it you still have no evidence to back it up, but I can understand that at least a little bit. But then I'd also say that movie wasn't for you. That movie was for little children. Like, but yeah, she integrated some black people. Do I think that Ava might have had maybe more the New Gods be a more diverse group? Because if you watch a lot of the shows, New Gods are mostly just white dudes, and then you got like a couple like animalistic style characters bleeped in from or blended in from here or there. Maybe she would have made New Gods be a little more diverse looking just in
Yeah.
general.
Mhm.
But other than that, I don't know what black agenda she'd be pushing with New Gods. You know what I mean? Like it's a space odyssey. I can't I don't know what black agenda she would and if she did, I would be the first one to come here and say that might have been too much because that don't really make sense in the context of the New Gods. It'd be like giving us a movie about Krypton, but they're dealing with like race relations and problems. Like they shouldn't be considering it's not Earth. You know what I mean? Like it just shouldn't. They shouldn't be subject to the same things that we're dealing with here on Earth in our reality. And I believe that Ava DuVernay knows that enough to not go and disrespect the source material by putting in stuff that's unnecessary. She can create diversity with New Gods without forcing some sort of narrative or agenda down your throat. And I think she should have been given the agency to do that. Now, back to just to wrap up this story real quick. That guy ghosts him. He hears about this or whatever. He gets hit up by some Hollywood people, a Hollywood person. They try to scam him to try to get him to write more drafts and turn stuff in. And he doesn't seem bitter about any of it. He's just telling his story. He's not saying he's looking for anything. He said he would love to see New Gods still come out. Um, that's his story. I suggest that if you listen to this, you should go listen to that. It's not long, it's like an hour and a half. And even if you don't necessarily believe what he's saying about New Gods or whatever, or you're not interested, I think it's just a story of a black man and the struggle he's going through to try to get and navigate his way through Hollywood. Shit you understand, don't understand, learning when you need to be asking questions, when you need to be questioning things. Um, yeah, there's a firsthand example. And I think that's a interesting way. I've got no reason to believe the man is lying. He runs a social media account that has his face on it. You know what I mean? He's standing behind his words. He's gone back and forth with some people on social media about the validity of his story. I have no reason to believe he's not telling the truth. So, if something comes out later, I again would be the first one to come here and change my mind. But I got no reason. I'd be the first one to come here and not change my mind. Be the first person to come here and admit it. But from what I've seen, I mean, the man is telling his story about how he got screwed over. Um, and who knows? There's rumors that the Eternals, his script could have made its way into Marvel hands, and that Eternals may look something like what he was planning. I say you should again listen to the Small Diversity video for a full uh synopsis of his, because he goes through like the first 20 pages, I think. Maybe was it 20, maybe it was 5, maybe it was first 5 pages he said he went through, but he was basically going through the beginning of the script, how he was trying to come in, and what the tone was, and all that kind of stuff. That was really cool. And just for reference, he said when he went into designing New Gods, he was looking at making a space odyssey that didn't feel like Star Wars, that Star Trek feel. He wanted to make a Lord of the Rings feel, and then um, Game of Thrones. I look at it like you want the space odyssey that is Star Wars, right? Like, obviously it's a big. They can go anywhere in space. They're traveling all over the place, battling over space. So obviously you're going to have space travel, but then you want to have like that grand epicness and that journey that you get from Lord of the Rings, but then you also want those small moving pieces and intricate parts that we saw in the first 6 seasons of Game of Thrones. We act like the last two don't exist of that. I think that's what he was going for. Whether he actually was able to capture all of that in one movie or not, who knows? That's not what I'm here to debate with people. I have no idea. I've seen people say this would have had to have been 4 hours. I don't know that. I have no idea. I know that he said intro to his movie was somewhere like 20 pages, and he felt like that took him a while to get it down to that. So it seems like he already had an understanding of trying to make a movie, and he went to school for film. So it seems like he already had an understanding of trying to make a movie suitable for theaters, not just shooting 5, 6 hours, not just writing out a 6 hour, 6 hours of script or whatever, and saying this is what I want my movie to be. Um, so, I don't know how that situation would ever play out. He's not making any like legal action on anybody. It doesn't seem like it, unless Eternals comes out and it looks like his script. He said he's still has all his scripts. He still has all his original stuff like that. If Eternals comes out and it looks like his script, that would be crazy to me, because he said that people have seen. He knows people outside of their small group have seen the script. He doesn't
That's
know how
interesting.
far around that script is reached. So,
There's a
and
script.
that'll be unfortunate.
There's a plot synopsis leak of Eternals. Actually,
Oh, is there?
yeah, I read it.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I
there's
mean,
some
you'd have
things I
to you'd have
like.
to listen to his script and
Yeah,
maybe compare the two and what you think of it.
yeah,
I'll
I have to
just wait
listen
till
to it.
see Eternals. I'm just gonna wait to see it, and then
Everything I've heard, and it's gonna be really good. But
I think it
anyway,
should be.
yeah, I'm gonna listen to the writer for the New Gods and see what we're missing out on.
Yeah, man. I think it's just an interesting conversation to have and listen to him. Like and here's my thing: if he comes out and he's not telling the truth at some point, if we find out he was lying or something, then you, then you ignore him. Then you move out his way. You stop listening to him. You say, okay, well, you didn't tell us the truth last time. I don't believe you now. And that's okay too. But I have no reason to not believe this black man who told you this story. And I can see, and if you watch the YouTube video, you can see a little bit of the pain on his face from time to time. Like you can see it, like in how he's approaching shit. Um, yeah, man. Like I don't know. I just feel like um there's no reason for as many people I've seen to be trying to discredit him. And I get it, because he doesn't have like a million followers, and it's not this big, campaign behind him. Why maybe he's getting some of the stick, but yeah. Uh, do think that's unfortunate, but hopefully he gets his comeuppance, man. He did say that he'd be happy to see New Gods come out, even if it was without him. Even if Ava and Tom King come back to this in a couple years and put it out, he'd like to see it come out. He's a New Gods fan. He said how some people see Batman, he sees like the New Gods. So I can respect that. I think we need more of that in general. Fuck just DC and Marvel and everything. I think we need more people who really, really love these characters to write these stories of these characters, even if they're going to be slightly alternate versions or, little changes here and there. It comes from love and they understand the character. So even these changes don't feel like a drastic offbeat of the character, if that makes sense.
No, that makes sense. I feel you.
So yeah, I think that was really cool, man. I wanted to get that story out there. Shout out to Multiversity for being able to link up with Aaron, and I don't know. It seems like he might be part of it as well. He might be a part of Multiversity as well. I'm not sure how often he shows up on there. I've only just started, getting hip this week. But shout out to them and anything they're doing over there. Me, I'm all about supporting Black creatives. So everything they doing over there, I rock with. Shout out to them. Did y'all have anything else on that? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if y'all really got to see it or anything. I don't even ask this question, but
I still gotta sit down. I'm probably gonna, yeah, I'm gonna sit down, listen / watch to it the next day or so. I started to do that before, but yeah, I'll make sure to do that though.
Yeah, I did watch it, and I mean, it just made me annoyed with the direction that they're going.
yeah.
More annoyed now, knowing what we could have gotten.
Right.
If this is true, if this is to be believed, then
Right.
it sucks.
Yeah, yeah, man, and that's the worst part. But it is what it is at this point.
It is what it is.
Okay. For the first time on this podcast, we get to dive into. Okay, that's not bad. We were doing pretty good. We get to dive into Invincible just a little bit because this shit is some shit.
It really is.
Spoiler drop.
Spoiler drop. I fuck the spoiler drop, man.
Spoiler?
No, spoiler drop. Nah, spoiler. We're gonna spoil the fuck out of this.
Spoiler. Yeah, we are.
Drop the spoiler drop for the next 2 hours. Don't listen to shit if you don't want to be spoiled. If you ain't watching Invincible, if you ain't listening to Falcon and Winter Soldier, cut this shit off now. Save your timestamp, save your mark, type it in your phone, and say I'll come back to this when I grow up and I watch the show. All right. Until then you come back here and listen. Until then. Spoilers all over this. Spoilers. All right. Invincible. This comic, I'm fighting myself to not go read this comic because I really want to know where it goes, but I'm loving learning through the show right now that I'm along for the ride, but man, at the end of this, whenever this season ends, because I assume they're not doing the whole series in this season.
No, I think it's
whenever
like
this
episodes.
season ends, is that what it is? When this ends,
episodes.
I don't think I'm going to be able to help myself but to go
I'm probably
buy
gonna
it and grab it and read
I
it.
might do that as well.
Unless
And
they
it's all
tell me,
done,
like,
so
unless they tell me like, yo, this comes back in like 3 months or 6 months, then maybe I'll be like, all right, maybe I could wait. But if this not coming back with the quickness, yeah, I'm gonna have to go read it. Have to. It's that these first 6 episodes have been that wild. Man, I mean, we can just the premise of the show, and I don't know if I haven't read the comic. So anybody who's watching this and is a fan of the comic and you get angry at anything I say, remember that I don't care. All right.
here we go.
They're clearly making some small DC references with the original layout of the team. We see the global protectors and all that, right?
Yes.
You got our Black Batman, you got Fish Aquaman, you know what I'm saying? Like you got Wonder Woman, you got the regular people, right? And
Quickster,
for me, that should have been my tip off that them niggas wasn't gonna last because
yeah.
it was like how long was DC just gonna let this nigga use these clearly inspired by DC heroes as the main protectors in his universe? This wasn't gonna last for too long. And Omni-Man is obviously Superman. So I was like, how long is this gonna last? Well, about 45 minutes is what it lasted. Them niggas ran around for a little bit. Didn't even run around that much in that episode. They gave you that whole love story with the fake Flash.
Girl, oh, you never there. Oh, I can be there, baby. I can be better, and all that stuff.
and then he smoked. I mean,
Yeah, bruh.
they are very great at trying to build, like, right when they anytime they're trying to build up a character for you, just know that
They
nigga's
not
probably
gonna be
about
on
to get it.
screen.
He probably about to get it in some way, shape, or form. Is coming because they don't tell you about niggas' backgrounds for nothing. Hey, yeah, this nigga used to be a plumber, man. He used to plumb for the homeless. He used to be a plumber for the homeless. Yes, man. Yes. And he always donated his lunch to the less fortunate as well. And now he's a supervillain monster because some evil dude just stole him and reprogrammed his brain for fuck's sake. Just because he looked the part today. Like, this show don't give a fuck, bro. Good people
It really
get
doesn't.
bad shit happening to them because
Mhm.
bad people, bad shit happens to. Yeah, thought it was fucking crazy. I don't even know how to go about this show because I don't want to do like it's 6 episodes, so I don't want. Obviously, we're not gonna do like scene by scene breakdowns, but I think we can hit like honestly on the big moments. Like obviously, we've learned that Omni Man is lying about origins of where he's from and all that.
And how he handles enemy people and aliens, and he just goes up and just kind of just lasers the entire planet
Yeah,
to death. Like I think he did that in was episode
3 maybe
3.
or 4 when
was
he
three.
went and fought that big alien thing on the other planet. And he was just like, "Oh,
Actually, I'm
yeah."
gonna fuck your whole planet up.
He's like, "Oh, actually, I don't have to save shit over here. I'ma
Yeah.
just come here and wreck shop." And that's what he did. And
That was actually that's what flipped me
that's what flipped you.
between Omni Man and what's that?
Oh, and
Oh, All Might.
Homelander.
Yeah, yeah.
And
All
Or
Might.
All
All
The All
Might.
Might.
And
Sorry.
Homelander or the one I posted with.
No, the one you posted. I got.
Oh,
All Might
It is
versus
All Might.
Omni.
I mean,
Yeah.
This man picked up he destroyed a planet with his bare hands.
he did. He
He
goes
destroyed
space.
a planet.
All
Destroyed a
Might
planet
can't go space
with his bare hands.
Yeah.
We couldn't say that in the group chat at the time, but
Yeah,
yeah,
couldn't. That's why I just kind of gave the open-ended.
yeah. I
We
was like,
might
yeah,
need
I
more.
think
That nigga destroyed. I was like,
I didn't want to
oh.
say explicitly. I was like, well,
Yeah, Crystal was telling me like, yo, he like I don't know about All Might. We haven't seen much of what he can do, but we saw Omni Man destroy an entire planet. I was like,
yeah. Just
All Might can't fly. So I was like,
just jump good.
I was like, just by that alone, all Omni Man got to do is take All Might to space, and
that's it. That's a wrap.
sling that man in there.
all he got to do is catch him one time, throw him to space, and that's it, right? That's that fight over. Because All Might ain't got no super space powers, do we? I don't think he can breathe in space, so that's a dunzo.
No, he can't. No, he's
Omni
just
Man
regular.
can't breathe in space either, bro. He has to hold his breath.
Yeah, but All Might don't even have that option. He's gonna die from his skin cells contact in space.
Yeah, just freeze up.
And even if you don't, I think Omni Man can hold his breath and beat the shit out of. He beat all the rest of the oxygen out of All Might. Then take him back to Earth and say, "Here's your hero." He might come back once the oxygen hits his cells again. Maybe if you're lucky. If y'all, I beat the oxygen out of your number one hero. Like, come on, man. Omni Man not stopping either. Like, come on.
This show is crazy. This show just knows how to turn up.
Yeah,
at the best times. Like
at the best times, especially honestly. So wait, okay. So Ian, you've seen all the episodes, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So my favorite thing so far is that dude Battle Beast.
Facts.
In episode 5, he was like, "Oh, I thought it was more of a challenge here."
Oh yeah,
all of them,
he wrecked their shop.
And
if I'm being honest, I think he could give Omni Man a run for his money.
He might. Yeah,
so
him and Omni Man. Him and Omni Man. I'm happy to see
they
that.
can go toe to toe.
I think so.
Go to distance.
That was. God.
I want to see him and Omni Man.
Invincible just about almost died.
We gonna catch that. We gonna see that. I'm sure
That's gonna happen. I'm sure.
Monster Girl got put down. God damn.
Yeah.
What's his name? What's the black dude? Who?
Black.
Is it Black? I don't want to say it's Black Samson because I kind of hate that.
It is
name.
Black Samson.
It is Black Samson.
I low-key hate that name, but Black Samson.
It is Black Samson though.
Yeah, he got put down too, and I was like, shit.
But I think he's about to have like a. I think he's gonna have like a different what's the
Arc of
word?
sorts.
No, I think he's gonna. Yeah, I think something else is gonna happen for him because he got those little powers from the like whatever happened. Like something else happened to him, and when they were healing him, like you saw like when they were trying to resuscitate him and like do the little
Mhm.
clear shit. Like the last
Oh,
one,
in
the
the latest
technology in the
episode.
room. Yeah, in the latest episode, all the technology started messing up and everything, and then it got like something got absorbed into him or something. I don't know that he looked like he's gonna turn into something interesting too.
You
I
gonna have
like how they was
you gonna have
clowning
electric
him,
powers?
probably, which will be a little bit
I
annoying,
mean,
but we expect that.
yeah.
But you know what? But I did think it was funny how they was clowning him. It was like maybe if you hadn't lost your powers, maybe you'd have been here to help the Guardians the first time. Like they kept like clowning. He kept bringing up how often he was around the Guardians from before, and they kept clowning him for how much he brought it up. I thought that was like a good parallel. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't. There are characters in the show which we'll get to that are black, and they black. But Black Samson is like one of them characters who's like. He seems to be a black character who just happens to be a black character. Like they don't treat him any different. He don't, you know what I mean? Like he's not. Maybe they haven't even given us his backstory in the show. To really I don't know if he's from the hood. All I know is he was a hero before and he fought with the protectors before. But we don't know if he's from the hood. We don't know if he what. But I did
Speak.
like that. Go ahead, Ian. My bad.
I was gonna say, speaking of black characters, freaking Principal Winslow. His voice actor is Carl Winslow from Steve Urkel, man.
When I saw him, I paused.
Is it really?
I heard his voice. I was like, that sounds
him.
way too familiar.
It is him.
And I looked it up. It's Carl Winslow, man.
No, I paused because when you pause in front of video, it'll show
it'll show you.
Actor.
Yeah.
I was right. I bust that last.
I never
like,
paused it at
5
that
minutes.
moment.
Yeah,
I had lost my shit. I was just like, yo, is that him? Pause. It is.
I was like, this is meta, right?
That was too good. He looked just like him.
Like what?
Oh man, I like how on the nose their references to characters.
Yeah, man,
so far.
that was fantastic.
Like the main character, was Mark Grayson and all that stuff. So it's just kind of funny. Oh man, Derek looked like he's mind blown.
I didn't catch that at all. I didn't catch that at all. I did it. I have to be honest.
Principal Winslow, man.
I have to be honest. I have to be completely honest. I was not. Oh shit! You know what? You know what it is. I watch Invincible and play video games at the same time a lot, and I'm always like I'm focused, but I'm always like having. I just missed the principal thing. I feel like I catch most of it. I missed that principal thing completely. That is wild.
I was like, wait,
y'all learned me something.
That sounds way too familiar.
I didn't catch that at all. That's crazy.
I
man.
called
That's
it.
dope.
I was
dope.
like, okay, that's hilarious.
That's really cool, man. Yeah. That is really cool. I love the line. I think it was episode 4, maybe, where Mark goes to help the black dude from whatever microchip face dude, and the black dude
turns by the stone or whatever.
Yeah.
That was episode 5.
Is that 5?
Was that
5?
5?
It was 4.
Yeah, exactly.
I
think all that thing was in one episode.
Maybe it was. It might have been. I honestly, the episodes are all. It's like one big episode for me. Everything kind of runs together.
I think 4 was the beginning of like, Omni-Man's wife. I can't remember her name. Omni-Man's wife kind of
figuring out stuff.
Starting to get suspicious. In the demon dude was kind of walking around like, bro, it's clear you did it. Bro.
It is. Yeah, you did.
And Omni-Man was like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I need you to shut the fuck up. Everything about that dude, I mean, it sucks they cast him away so fast, but it's funny because like he playing, even on the dude that like runs like the superhero agency or whatever, the dude with the face scar. He's like, look, I can't remember who he was talking to. Yeah, I think he was talking to the wife because I think he snuck in the house and they kind of played it off. And he was just like, look, we pretty much know that he did it. We're just trying to figure out how and then try and get why, and then we can get his ass. That's really what it's about at this point.
Yeah.
There's a lot of interesting like angles coming with this show so far in characters. Like, why the hell did he just beat their asses? Like,
that's what I'm saying. Why I don't understand it. But it was crazy. I had the jaw drop feeling from Attack on Titan scene where
that's really what it
crushed.
Is.
I was like the whole time just like and they were just getting.
And it was the fucked up part was no, they can't be Omni-Man. Omni-Man wouldn't.
You're right. It's like no, maybe the blows from the fast
What is
dude.
nigga fight? What you mean? He's killing you right now. Y'all are dying
Man.
in the moment. Nigga,
When
shut
they
up.
cut them, when they cut the music off, man. That's
Oh.
how you knew that shit was about to go left, man.
Mm-hmm.
As if it didn't go left already. And then it was like, Jesus.
That shit
Christ.
I just couldn't understand, bro. Man's just gonna pull up, and he was like, "Who called us here? I didn't call us. I didn't
As
call
soon
us."
as he said that, I was like, "Oh, they about to die."
I was
as soon
like,
as
"Well."
and I thought it was gonna be like the place explodes and we see the outside explode, but we don't see them in it. But nah, Omni-Man's came with the good hands, fucked everybody up in the foot.
Man said, "No, I got to do this myself, personal. Let me smoke these dudes." I could, yeah, that shit.
I mean, I feel like I kind of know why he did it, but I like to hear him say
No,
it.
What do you mean? We know why he
I
did it.
why you do
Well,
it?
well, at least sort of, I guess. To be fair, I guess the implication is that his planet, the place he comes from, they're not supposed to, they're not saving worlds. They
Destroy
take
world.
over worlds.
Yeah.
So that means, so I'm assuming this means he's getting closer to the point where he's ready to take over Earth. And he needed to get rid of the Guardians of the Globe in order to be able to take that step in his plan.
That's right.
My
Okay.
issue is,
Okay, I had that thought, but I was 100% if that was truly his motive. I had that thought.
Okay.
well, good thing there's a spoilers drop because yes, that's true. That is
okay, cool.
I'll just tell y'all that. Here's a spoiler, guys. Maybe a big spoiler. What I just said is true. He is here to.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's
planet.
not
They
crazy.
don't go out.
Spoiler.
They don't. It's pretty.
I mean, we saw him
pretty
do
bare
that to that
bones.
alien planet in episode 3, but my thinking of that was he just, because the aliens kept coming through to the city and fucking up, and then the third time when I think
Right.
Mark and the other younger dude, teen squad or whatever, team.
Yeah.
That name is so funny. But yeah, when him and Mark and team again, they got rolled and everything. And he was like, all right, let me just finish this up. And he beats their ass and they all kind of run away. But what he does is, he could have just been like, y'all are gone. But he actually went through the portal and followed them to their world and then fucked them up. But he just did all this extra. I thought that was just him being hella aggressive. And I was like, oh, damn,
Right.
do
Yeah.
you have to do that? No. But he did already. Their plan is now past tense. It's done. It's history. So I was like, oh shit. I thought it was them showing. One, we saw him kill everybody in episode 1, but 2, just how violent he can be.
Right.
But now, now you said that, and that kind of was my thought in my head, but I didn't know if they said it explicitly yet. But yeah.
Yeah, did they say that explicitly?
They've hinted at it, and then I started reading a little bit, and it's
very
early.
You pulled it in, man.
Here's the thing. It's such an early turn, and it's so obvious. Like when I read it, I stopped right there because I was like, okay, this is exactly what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's really.
So I was like, all right. I was like, well, let me stop. That's why I've stopped. That's why I've stopped everything. I'm like,
I'm not mad at the spoiler because, like I said, it just confirms the suspicion.
But
I didn't even have the suspicion.
I just didn't know if I missed.
You didn't have that suspicion?
No,
when he killed all the heroes, he was like,
I thought he killed the heroes because he wanted his son to, be able to realize his full potential without any assistance. Maybe he thought that with all this help he would have had,
and that's worth killing him. That justifies.
Yeah, like I need my son to be the only one here. He needs to be the only savior.
I think I think initially that was part of it, but then we see. I think it was last week's.
Nah, because when he killed him, he didn't know that his kid was gonna get powers yet.
No, he did. He found out his kid had powers, and then immediately after that scene, you see him wreck the shop of everybody.
Yeah. That's
why I was like, maybe that's why he.
I think that has more to do with the fact that he doesn't want his kid to grow up aspiring to be them or to be part of the like now that he has powers.
He'll be complimented. Yeah, he could just be a complicated character like that.
Yeah, but never did I suspect that he was planning on taking over the whole thing with his son.
No. So there's the difference. I think he messed up. I do think that part is genuine because I haven't read past this part. So again, if you've seen Invincible or you've read Invincible and you know more than I do, remember that I don't either.
That's why.
Don't care. I think that he came to Earth. I do genuinely think he He ended up meeting old girl, fell in love with her for real, had the kid, and was like, I might as well enjoy my time here before I fuck them all up. Like, who knows? Then he was like, oh shit, like I actually do love this kid. And then he thought to himself, wait, I have a kid. Is this kid gonna get powers?
And the kid
And
got powers.
I think he always thought if my kid doesn't get powers, I can overrule the world, save my wife and my kid. I can keep them protected, obviously, right? Because I just won't hurt them. Dominate the world, take out the militaries, yada yada yada, keep them safe, and we'll just move on. My kid is powerless; he can't fight back. But now he's like, I have to actually convince my kid that what I'm doing is the right thing because he can fight back, and maybe I can beat him. Maybe I should be able to beat him, but. And he can't be too weird about him. He can't not train him because he's like, Dad, I got powers. You're my dad. Like, this is what I've waited my whole life for. So he can't not train him either. So it's like this weird catch-22 of, I think he's fucked up in this position of what is he going to do? Because when you think about it, flash forward to the last episode, who else but his wife could have told him that they knew he killed the Guardians? Only his wife could have told him that because she's the only person that he's not going to immediately kill. I've never gotten that feeling from him, even though I kind of figured out early on that he had to have ulterior motives. I never felt like he would kill his wife, at least purposely. He might accidentally do it. He might lose control. He might, whatever. Something may happen accidentally where she gets hurt, but I couldn't see him actively just being like grabbing her throat and being like, well, since you know too much, explode her head or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't see that coming.
I don't know. I agree with you. That's why I think he was just frustrated. I mean, we saw him just kind of punch the wall, sit down, kind of just put his hands like facing his hands, like, damn it. Yeah, I think it's pretty. I think the story going so far, the writing has been pretty good. I think it's pretty
balanced too.
Yeah, it's been a good pace. Like there hasn't really been any episode where I've been like, oh, it's a drag and it's going too fast or anything like that.
Last episode, people are saying that, and I can't understand why.
It definitely
went too fast.
No, it slowed down in this episode. It wasn't
because they focused on Mark and his relationship with Amber. That's fine.
I think that's like, do you not want any character development? You know what I mean? Like,
no, I mean,
not you. I meant people on the internet. I wasn't talking about y'all. I'm talking about, but the internet was just like, this last episode sucked. I'm like, fam, no, people are not gonna die every other scene, bro. Like, at some point there has to be character development. He's a kid in high school.
We have to have down points.
Does it not make sense that this dude just got superpowers? Not only that, he was pushed right to the front lines, and he's been getting his ass kicked. These villains have been kicking Mark's ass. He's got a couple small wins in there, but for the most part, he's getting his ass kicked. Yeah, I can understand why he might think, man, fuck this superhero shit. I just want to go to college with my girl. I'm going to college with my girl, bro. Y'all got me.
That's very realistic. I mean, it's just
like I'm kind of want to just live a normal life now.
That makes
cool.
Sense.
I saw what it was like.
That was cool. That was all right. You know what I'm saying? I had my fun, got to fly around with the heroes and all of that. Went to space. All right, you whoop-de-woo. But guess what? I'm gonna just be a normal dude with my girl. I'm gonna tell my girl that, hey, in the event that some wild shit go down, I got us. You know what I'm saying?
Basically,
would have hit her.
Yeah, that's
pull the Gohan.
Yeah. I think that's the only nitpick. Is that a nitpick? Well, I guess it's a one. I just want him to be like, hey, Amber, guess what? I'm invincible. Let's get past the Peter Parker. Oh, I can't share my secret because it might endanger. I mean, I get it. The trope. It's tried and true.
It's a trope. Yeah.
But let's just get rid of it. I agree. Go straight to it. I do want that because I definitely was watching last episode. Like, damn it! Half of this stuff would be way more straightforward if you straight up told her why you've been going to countries and foreign this and the other. What do you say? Third world country volunteer stuff or whatever.
And she's a real one, bro. Like you gotta be able to tell the chicks that you can tell you're a superhero, man.
Is she a real one though?
Why is she not a real one?
Like, come on, man. We just told you he got hit by a bus. Yeah, come on, man. Like,
wait. Okay, say it again.
She was like. It was a scene where he was saying like, yo, I'm doing work with my dad, you know what I'm saying? And then she couldn't understand that, man. He's doing work with his dad. No, but like, you got to choose between me and your dad. Like, we in high school.
No. The only reason I can understand that a little bit is two things. One, their society is clearly a little different, right? As most societies with like superheroes and villains randomly running the streets are, you'd think they'd be more locked down, but always in these situations are the parents way more lax. or kids can just do more. So these kids,
Mhm.
like, we wasn't going. I mean, don't be wrong. I'm sure there were people who like went out and stuff like that, but if you don't grow up getting to go out to the skating rink in the bowling alley every Friday, this looks crazy to you. But there are a lot of kids that do live like that. So I can understand why she might feel that way. And also, he had no other obligations at first. He kind of was like, and then he got the powers, and then it just kind of sprung up. I can see why she felt like, yo, you said you'd be around. Plus, he keeps committing himself to these events with
Yeah,
her.
it keeps
Doesn't
leading
have
her
to, he could
on and
just say, hey, I
stuff.
don't know, or whatever. But even that, like, I could see a girl, how many times is a girl supposed to just work with your schedule forever, regardless of if y'all in high school, college,
Yeah, it's gotta
adults?
have some
Like,
form of
if
compromise.
every time she's like, hey, you want to do this, you want to do this, you're like, nah, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, she's gonna be like, all right, well, you're not in the place to be in a relationship. And that's cool. Maybe we can just be friends and kick it, and I say what's up to you in the hallway, but you're clearly not in the place to be at the level that you kind of presented that you wanted this to be.
Two things got to happen, I guess. He does have to tell the girl, but I could understand why he wouldn't. Maybe he's afraid to tell her. Maybe he
Of
feels like
course, wants to protect her.
she might leave if he tells her. Maybe she thinks, okay, well, this world is bigger than what we got going on, and I don't want to be the reason that you're held back from doing what you need to do. So, with that being said, we got to break
Maybe.
up.
We gotta break up.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you already hardly have time to, to be with me now. Now that I know that this is the reason you hardly have time for me to, then let's not, you know.
Maybe, maybe that's how it has to be. I don't know.
Well,
I,
that
I ain't.
sucks. Well, I can see why he isn't. I mean, he's probably struggling with the thought that maybe I don't want to be invincible anymore. So maybe I'll just stop
Yeah.
being
Now
invincible.
that I agree with. I think he
And if
wants
I'm
that.
gonna stop, why should I admit that I was invincible? That'll
Yeah.
just make things complicated.
I don't know if it does. I think it gives. I think it gives you the. And now I'm just talking about me personally. Like if I was him, what I would do in this situation. Uh, if I get superpowers, I could understand the initial thought of not only do I not want to tell you I have superpowers, but I want to keep you safe. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want you to do anything more reckless than you would normally do because I have superpowers and you feel like, oh well, they're gonna come save me. So I can understand not wanting to say anything to her. But my thing is like, even in the last episode, we saw her like put herself in danger to try to help. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like you've seen her be a stand-up person. You know, she's like at always trying to give back to the homeless, all that kind of stuff. I feel like if ever he was looking for somebody like his mom who he felt like could handle him being a superhero potentially, she kind of it now. To Ian's point, they are in high school, they're young, they don't have to get married and commit to each other forever at this point in life. Like, so I get that side of it where it's like, yeah, you don't really have to tell her. But if it's affecting this much of your life and you really, really feel like you like this girl, not to the fact where you talking about you want to go to the same college as her and all this shit, maybe tell her what's going on. Even if you decide you're not invincible anymore. Yo, this is what I was doing. I'm gonna show you. Like, shit, even if look what I can't remember her name, but look what old pink girl is doing.
Oh,
She's decided
Adam Eve.
Adam Eve, yeah, she's decided she wanna go out and help really use her power to help the world. Maybe Mark's a little selfish and he decides I want to use my power so me and my girl can fly around the world and do whatever we want. Like, man, don't gotta buy a
Pretty
plane ticket to take my
pretty
girl to
realistic.
Rome.
I am the
Like,
plane ticket.
yeah, let's go to Rome. Like, we'll be there in 30 seconds.
I
It's
am the
up.
ticket.
Like,
Girl, I can show you the world.
literally, no carpet. No
Yes,
carpet.
sir.
You feel me?
Yep.
I got you.
None.
I just feel
Oh
like there's
man.
potential there. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think they're doing a good job at pacing this show out and showing us different parts of a lot of what's going on. Shows
Mhm.
have to slow down for time to time. I think people are forgetting. Even shows like I just finished my rewatch of Justice League, the first two seasons. No, not Justice League Unlimited, the animated series.
Mm.
Um, the first two seasons, which obviously is continued in Justice League Unlimited. The first two seasons of Justice League, fire. It's quality. And you know what makes it even better? A lot of those arcs are 2 or 3 episodes. Yeah, the episode is 30 minutes or whatever, but a lot of those arcs are 2 or 3 episodes. Um, this happened here, but then this happens in the next one, and then we get our finale. And you're like, oh, there's like space to breathe, there's pacing, there's if they hadn't put all that into one episode, you'd have been like, oh, so Batman just knew where the bomb was and disabled it. All right. Wait, with 3 episodes, you get more space to flush things out. So of course, like they have to introduce us to these characters. They're trying to help us see the world as it is and as it's going and things that have happened. Like, yeah, I guarantee you, people complaining about the show or feeling like the pacing isn't right or whatever. If you sat them down and asked them about the show and how much they remember, they'd have huge gaps in their memories because there's no way you remember every single thing and you think it's bad because there's so many. It's too interesting. There's too many different things going on at the same time, and anybody can literally be anybody. Like anybody could. I mean, now they've done a pretty decent job of like I knew that kid in the class was an evil person or whatever. Like I knew that, but anybody could be just kind of randomly doing some random fuck shit in this universe. Like it's you don't know who has powers or who doesn't or whatever. Like everybody looks normal and has shit sometimes. Like I don't know, bro. I just feel like people complaining. It's like people just love to complain to complain. Like at least have a legit complaint about the show. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, people just
based in
love complaining.
something. I can accept like, and I like the show, but I can accept criticism of a show if you have criticism based in something. That's not based in shit, man. Like, you're not killing enough. Like no, like the first episode, buddy, buddy killed like 6 people. Like what more do you? If they didn't kill anybody for the next 6 episodes, I'd understand that. Like they started it off with the hit. Like yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's pretty simple. I love that. I love Buddy who turns himself into stone. I love that line he said when he walked in the room and they were he was stealing whatever he was stealing from him, and he looked at the 2 security guards and he was like, "Y'all want to die today, or how about y'all just shoot y'all guns in the air? You know what I'm saying? We both say you tried, and we both leave, and everybody leaves out of here.
Everybody lives.
Everybody, yeah, and everybody lives. I think I tweeted it because it was such a fire line
That whole episode was really good. Honestly, everything of that character is cool because for some reason I didn't expect the twist at the end. I don't know why. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention. But the fact that he was the actual boss with
I
that
I
dude,
didn't expect that either, man.
I was like, yo,
but he turned himself into he became the boss.
no, because
The whole plot was to
no,
become the boss.
Was to become the boss? Yeah.
well, oh, okay. I guess I'm giving too much credit because the way the other dude that teleports, the way he said, I thought he was just saying like, oh, what should we do, boss? And I thought he said something like, oh man, I didn't really want to end like this, but to get what I wanted, this is what I need. This means to. And I thought he was saying that like the teleport dude was just doing a long con working with that non-skull face looking dude.
Yeah,
and he was working for him the whole time.
Yeah.
Until he
yeah. I think I agree with that.
I agree with
that.
that, yeah.
I agree with that. I just don't know
Okay.
that he was like necessarily a big boss. Like they might.
No, I didn't think he was big boss either. I thought he was just
using that dude to become the big boss, but he already had that guy he was working with who
yes, that okay.
Next to the chip face guy,
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. That's what I was thinking. Okay. Yeah, I thought it was really cool. I was like, oh man, this is some 4D chess shit right here. Let's go.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that would have been crazy if he was really already like the head of another crime syndicate and was putting himself.
Man,
that would have been some different shit.
And he brought his family in. It's like, yeah, we live in like kings and queens now since they keep keeping us down. I was like, I mean, look.
I wasn't.
Given the situation that could happen in real life. I mean, obviously not superhero stuff, but mob boss shit. But yeah, I thought that was really cool too. Yeah, overall, man, the show, man, it's just really good. I'm glad I listened to Devin last year. He mentioned it once or twice. I looked at the trailer and I was like, okay, this looks like it has potential.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the tweet. That's fine. But yeah, this show. Really good, man. I think everybody should check it out. Hour-long animated series. It's great. It can be a little grim and grimy, but there's funny moments. There's good moments. I think they're doing a great job balancing this. It's a show. It's a show, man. It's not an all-out fight fest. It's not just going to be fights every 2 seconds. They're developing characters. They're developing a world, and they're trying to introduce us to a new things. We don't know how things operate here. Things are different. Everybody wasn't trying to join the global protectors. Everybody had their own teams to kind of compete with the global protectors to be the next version of them. It's not like everybody joined the Justice League. Everybody had their own team. You know what I mean? Like it's just different. So they're trying to introduce us to shit, and that means
world building
scenes. Exactly. You're gonna have scenes where They're not fighting. Get over it. Really, that sounds childish. Um. Okay. I don't know if I'm gonna drop the spoiler drop again because I did drop it earlier. Maybe I'll put it in again. Why not?
Yeah, just be
Spoilers,
responsible. Let's do it. Spoilers.
Spoilers.
I always do some crazy hand motions and say spoilers. Really not crazy. It's just random hand motions.
Yep.
The Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 5. Geronimo.
All right, we're gonna be quick and concise about it. Fantastic episode. I skimmed through it and did some notes, but I'm not gonna talk about all the notes. There's too many notes here. I don't know why I did this. So man, I think it's really good because we're getting towards the end. This is the second to last episode. We go. It begins with like Walker's running away. He's kind of coming to like realization that everything happened so fast. He killed one of the Flag Smasher dudes. And then finally, like what we were talking about last week about why Sam and Bucky didn't react immediately to him just going like to Hoskins being killed or whatever. As soon as Walker goes to the place, Sam and Bucky are like, "Hey, bro, you need to give us that shield, bro. You know he was wrong for killing them like that." And he's like, "No, man, they deserved it." And then we're like, "Well, we gotta take it from you now." So pretty much got a 2v1 fight. He was actually giving Bucky, he was giving Bucky the hands now. He actually almost pulled the same move with Falcon with like killing him with the shield, the stab, or the decapitation move or whatever. Saying, "I am Captain America," and all that roid rage stuff.
Yeah.
he
That was a little much.
He was tweaking. I was like, all right, relax.
Yeah,
he rips. So the main things that happen in that fight, he rips off Falcon's wings with his suit, and that sucks. So so they have to get clever of beating him. They had to break his arm to take off the damn shield.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had to do like this like 2 tag team move with the shield, like jump up and knock his ass out, and that's that.
And knock them all out. Knock both of them out too.
Pretty much knock both of them out. And then after that, Bucky's like, let me find Zemo then. I
will say real quick on that scene, just because we can comment as we go. That scene, sure. I thought it was like, I think we can all agree that they use that scene mostly as to power scale John Walker for us. Like he needed to fight. So obviously he's out here kicking regular Falcon's ass because he's a super soldier. And even though Falcon held himself a little bit there, but
he's a clever use of the wings still, even though he got him ripped off.
Right. But eventually we knew it was going to happen. But now with his vibranium suit coming, anyways.
Oh, I can't wait. Yeah.
Anyways, and then you have obviously now he can go toe to toe really with Bucky because they're both super soldiers. Granted, Bucky should have a little bit of advantage with his arm, being able to a vibranium arm, being able to fight. But John Walker had a shield or whatever. So that was a cool power scaling moment for us. I thought that was dope. I also thought it was cool. So I thought it was a little weird at first. Then I realized maybe it was like symbolism. When Bucky goes to pick up the shield, he picks it up by the part where the blood is at. And I thought that was weird. But I was like, okay. But then when he puts it on the floor next to Sam and walks out, when Sam goes to pick up the shield, he also touches the spot with the blood on it. And then he starts wiping it off. And I don't know if I haven't watched anything that's like talked about that moment, at least not that I can remember. But what I think that scene was trying to say was like, I think maybe it's like a mental thing. Like I gave up the shield and then I almost just died to the shield that I gave up. Like I almost just got killed by the shield I gave up. Not only that, this random kid out there who didn't kill Lamar got killed by the shield like that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I think all of that weight just sat on him and he grabbed it by the blood. And I was like, that's really weird. Like, because if I could pick it up, I probably wouldn't pick it up by the part that just killed a guy.
Yeah, it's gross, man. I ain't trying to have someone else's blood in my
hand.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's not sanitary, bro.
Maybe he was acknowledging that because he didn't take the shield in the first place, that kid's dead. Blood on his hands.
I think that's what it is. Yeah, because when he grabbed
it, that's a good way to look at it.
That's good.
That kid's blood is on his hand because he gave up the shield and he's blaming himself for it. That's exactly how it should be taken. That's what I needed. See, that's what I needed. I just
master
that out loud.
Ian was like reading between the lines.
Facts. I needed to say it out loud. So
I think a lot of stuff in this episode did have a lot of symbolism.
Right.
A lot did. Yeah, I think everything with the shield, just in general, absolutely.
I just thought that was I thought that was a powerful way to
It was
open
power.
with
Yeah,
that. I thought a
I
lot of
didn't even
that.
realize it that happened. I didn't even
Like
realize it.
They
I was
had
watching,
not.
I was like, wow, that was kind of deep. Like,
Yeah, that was deep.
yeah, I thought,
Mhm.
I thought that was
This is a
cool.
good show. This is a good show.
They're doing
Um, yeah. Oh yeah. So let's see. Yeah. So basically, yeah, and it goes back and they meet up with Taurus again. Air Force dude, Sam knows, and pretty much Taurus just like, yeah, that was a whole international issue. So he's gonna get something, kind of like how we see of all every social racial issue here in the country is at least someone gonna get at least one thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, and one thing I found was interesting about that too is that when Torres asked about the wings, Sam never mentioned how they got broken or who broke them off. I thought that was interesting. He just kind of was just like,
he kept not
yeah,
saying it to anybody. Like,
yeah, he
he didn't
just
want
was
to tell
quiet.
anybody, or he didn't want to tell at least Torres who broke the wings.
Yeah, he didn't
But
want to.
Is it
He really didn't want to go into it like
but
that.
you think that means Torres is about to
Torres,
go
Torres,
I
got,
honestly,
Torres got the wings. Torres
I
getting the
think,
wings.
yeah, I think he's getting the wings
He
because
said you can keep them.
Yeah,
You
New
walk away.
Falcon
Like,
coming.
it's yours.
yeah. Because one thing if I
Falcon
talk
coming
about
around.
much in MCU, I mean, why Falcon's only do with these wings? He was part of a very specialized unit that had this type of government-made equipment, and he was the last of those dudes that had it, or at least part of his unit or squad, whatever you want to call it, military term. But yeah, so yeah, they can definitely fix it up, and he can be that iteration of Falcon, which
I was
think,
curious, man. I remember we talked about this earlier, and I was like, are they going to do the thing from like, because I had looked it up,
pass the
y'all
mantle
know
of the
I don't
wings
read Marvel
down.
comics. I was wondering if they were going to like make him actually go through an experiment to get the wings
Oh
to
yeah,
grow
yeah.
out of him, like in the comics and stuff like that. I was like,
man,
because I thought that's what they were leaning to when he got beat up that first time with the Flag Smashers. I thought like
yeah.
maybe he was gonna get captured, or they were gonna run a test on him, and he was gonna end up with these wings, but then he'd get his mind back and come back or something. I don't know. I was expecting something like that, but he's just getting
I
handed
did
the
look
wings.
his
I'm cool with
character
that.
up, and I did look his character up, and apparently he does become the Falcon character later on.
But like literally the Falcon with the
yeah,
wings.
well, no, not like Archangel X-Men, like wings out his back. Like he just has his own wingsuit.
Bro, I think maybe there's two versions of him. Which I would
Yeah, maybe two.
I mean,
comics,
maybe
because I saw
Yeah.
one where he had the wings growing out of his back, Archangel, like
Oh,
like,
maybe it's a
yeah.
different iteration. I mean, I would, they could do that for sure. It's weird, but they could definitely do that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I don't know.
Yeah. So okay, and then after that we kind of we see the hearing, the trial. Same dude with the suit in the decorated colors that gave him the shield in episode at the end of episode 1 was like, hey bro, guess what? You did that, and I mean if you killed all of them, then maybe we'll just kind of gleamed over it, but you did it one, and it's all over the world news. This PR is trash. We gotta take the shield, we gotta take away everything, all your benefits and all the military benefits and serving the country, this and the other. And then and that scene was interesting too, because Walker, he's definitely got himself in this mode where like I am Captain America, like that, like that name is become his personality and shit like that with the super serum, which is bringing that ego out of him even more. And he's like, no man, I am Captain America. You guys made me. Don't forget that. So it's government versus people and serum. It's just a lot of parallels and stuff. In the end, so after that, he just kind of storms out, sits down with the girl who's his wife. That okay, I didn't know his wife. That's cool. I thought it was just
so they did say that's his wife now, right?
Yeah, the Latina chick. I think it's safe to say. Yeah, from episode 2. Yeah, episode 2. Yeah, she was just like, just have to kind of take a step back and figure things out. And he sees other lady just walk up. Now, I didn't really know who she was at all, but I kept looking at her. I'm like, why does she look familiar, like the actress?
Seinfeld.
And it's Elaine from Seinfeld. And I was like, I felt really stupid until the second time I watched it, and I was like, oh shit, I'm an idiot.
Why did I not notice this immediately?
Yeah, like she's not
Ashley was the one who noticed for me, bro. Ashley was like, and I was like, I had actually said Friends first because I couldn't remember the white show she was from. I said it was Friends.
See,
and she was like, you mean Seinfeld? And I was like,
I mean, I think Seinfeld is better than Friends, even though I've seen clips of Seinfeld. Anyway, that's another day. But yeah,
we'll
I
argue
guess
about Seinfeld another day.
I mean, barely. I don't have much about it, but argue for arguing. But no,
Facts.
yeah. So she walks up and she basically just like, hey, I'm not saying her whole name. We're gonna call her Val for short.
Mhm.
She got like 4 first names. And one of them is like a allergy pill. But yeah, so basically, like, yeah, she comes through. She's like, hey, you know what? It's cool that you took that serum because now you're valuable to a number of people. That's the second most important thing choice you made in your life. And the first one, outside marrying this, your wife here, and she's kind of like just there talking in between them. Like she kind of just inserts herself
So
into this
between them for
entire
real.
place. And she just, yeah, she's talking. She's like, yeah. Next thing is just take my car, which is a blank black and white business card. There's nothing on it. She's like, next time you get a call, just make sure you answer. Now, I had to look her up. That was one thing I had to look up. And I was like, okay. So apparently her character is based off a character who becomes Madam Hydra, which Ian, yeah, Hail Hydra. There we go. So it's like, damn it, Hydra never goes away.
Hydra never goes away.
It never does, man. It's just crazy. But yeah. So she could be playing a Madam Hydra character. She could be just like, I don't know. We don't know exactly what her take is. Well, my theory is though, I think she also works in cahoots with the power broker, and I also think she works for Thunderbolt Ross, who's that old dude from the Hulk movie. He's been Civil War. He runs the Raft, and the Raft is like Marvel's big supervillain jail. And I think they are setting up Thunderbolts now. I think this is one of the first pieces officially setting up Thunderbolts.
Have they not officially said that they're trying to put Thunderbolts out?
They might have already, but I just don't. We don't know exactly how they're gonna spell it out or lay it out. But yeah, she kind of stuck out in the episode, but at the same time, it's stuck out until like she kind of just inserts herself. Like there's no precedent of her before, and then she's gone. She's there for like 5 minutes, and then she's gone. So that's interesting. And then then we don't see Walker for the rest of the episode after that.
No, we see him again.
Well, yeah, post credit scene, but
we see him before that too.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, walking down the street. My bad. He looks at the little poster that says "Cap is back."
And after that,
yeah. So towards the end of the episode,
he goes to Lamar's family too.
Oh, he just lies in 4K to them.
To the family.
Yeah.
Shake my head. God damn. So yeah, and then we see a glimpse of Carly and Flag Smashers coming back. They're like, man, because they come back to that first area. It gets all the people are gone, and they're like, man, fuck this. We're just gonna do what we need to do next. Which we find out is in New York City. Shock! Who would have thought? Like the climax of any Marvel anything would be in New York City.
Find a way to fuck with New Yorkers, man.
Oh,
how does anybody live in New York in the MCU is beyond me.
There's got to be they gotta do a show like that, like.
I gotta roll my
from the perspective of a citizen, just a regular citizen, and watching all this shit just pop off.
They need to do a short series on
like a short
on
series.
Disney Plus of like
they should
Disney shorts MCU citizens and just show us points of view from citizens like what the fuck am I supposed to do now?
Right, like they own like I don't know like a they run a bodega or whatever, and all of a sudden they see fucking Iron Man flying with the Chitauri and shit. You see Hulk jumping through buildings, and it's like, bro, they loud as hell. I'm just trying to sell these chopped sandwiches or whatever.
Chopped cheese,
like chopped cheese, yeah, and all that stuff. But yeah, that's a good idea.
They need to do that. I think that'd be hilarious.
They should do that for sure. And then we show Zemo and Sokovia. If anyone's seen the trailers, we've seen this clip before. He's staring at like the memorial. Then Bucky comes up and Zemo's like, "Oh, I'm surprised you didn't take you this long. You're gonna take me out." And Bucky puts the gun up to his face, but then he just he pulls the trigger, nothing happens. He lets all the bullets fall on the ground. And then we just see Dora Milaje come up and it's like, "Ha, I got you, bitch. Now we're taking you to the raft." And that's that. Which that's a cool that's kind of what I wanted. I didn't want him to die or just get deleted from the rest of the show. Just watch him again. It works out. And then Ayo, to me it works out. I mean, he's gonna come back because he's gonna come back as Thunderbolts.
And see, I just wish maybe they had done a more clever way. I would have rather of them told us that Zemo escaped. They didn't have to show us that.
I mean, he did escape, which is
no. See, that's what I'm saying. They knew where he was going. He went to Sokovia, and the way the Wakandans was looking for him at the beginning, they was willing to take John Walker out, you know what I'm saying, whatever to get to Zemo. And now now they get him and they're like, we'll just take you to the raft, to the jail. Like, nah, man, I thought they was gonna put a spear through his heart or something. Like, kill this nigga here and now. To me, it just didn't match the energy that they were looking for him with him at first. Because it looked like they was like, we were looking for him to kill him since he's broken out of jail. Since that's what he want to do, we about to kill him now. That's what it looked. That's the impression I got. And for this to just be like, yeah, we're gonna take him to the raft. I'm just like, it seemed like your energy switch. But
Maybe there's something. Maybe there is a reason why. Cause yeah, I thought they were gonna just take him to Wakanda, but then now,
or
yeah,
that, yeah, or take him to Wakanda.
well, I
I would
guess
have
I
been with
think
that.
oh, maybe you're doing it this way because we're assuming T'Challa's, in this universe still alive and running, open things
Right.
up, world just open up in world relations stuff like that. I think if
Right.
they're still like an insular country, then they've just been like, fuck it, we're taking them back here, and they might chop his head off or whatever. That might be me just speculating. So hopefully we do get to see more about the reasoning of that later.
Yeah.
I do still think it's part of because Zemo is one of the dudes that runs Thunderbolts.
Yeah. I
think
mean,
that's really
I
what's
know that
happening.
underlying, that's probably what it is. They just can't kill
Yeah.
him yet. But
Yeah, they just can't say much yet. Yeah. I know. I do see what you mean though. Where they're about the action episode 4, like, oh,
yeah,
let's get his ass
yeah.
for
Now
real.
it's like,
We're actually just gonna arrest him.
we're just gonna arrest him. I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
well, that's fine too, I guess.
Yeah. It's interesting though, because it makes me wonder if parts of this episode. I wonder if this is where, because they did a lot of reshoots when COVID was happening, and
Oh,
this
yeah,
became the
true.
second show. I'm wondering
Maybe.
if this episode, maybe some episode 6 we'll see, might have had reshoots or things done differently.
Right.
Maybe I don't know.
That
I don't
affected it.
know.
No, you got a man. That's a major point right there. That's very
Yeah.
possible.
All right, y'all. I
Yeah.
gotta dip out.
All right, boy.
Oh yeah. All right, Ian, we'll catch you.
All right, man. Hold it down.
Yeah, y'all say bye to Ian, the podcast guy.
You're or say in the comments or something.
We will finish this up.
Yeah, we'll probably finish up within 10 minutes or so
we'll
at the
finish
most.
this up
Yeah.
without Ian here.
Yeah.
Who are the nerds for real?
So yeah, so they take that and that's that. Zemo's arc and the whole show is done as far as we know. And then AO pretty much tells Bucky, like, you should probably not come back to Wakanda for a minute just because you definitely broke his ass out or help him break his ass out.
Right.
That set the bomb and killed our previous king. And he's like, yeah, I get that. But then she also pretty much just like, yeah, you still got a place here though in the future. So that's cool.
Yeah.
So maybe he'll pop up in either Black Panther 2 or the Black or the Wakanda. I don't know what they're gonna call it, but they did kind of slick announce in Black History Month time. They did slick announce like a Black Panther Wakanda Disney Plus show. They did slick announce it.
Yeah.
We just don't know anything about it. Yeah. So maybe
But I think that's
what
because isn't there a set of? I remember when Black Panther came out, the comics for I can't remember what they're called, like the city of Wakanda. There's like a set of comics that are basically like about the world of Wakanda, not necessarily like T'Challa or any like hero, just the world and the citizen, like about Wakanda. And I'm guessing that is kind of because I remember that, because that comic that's what that Disney Plus series will be, where they're just going to focus on the world and the living spirit of Wakanda. And it also gives them a chance to do more stuff in Wakanda without needing Chadwick or any Black Panther character.
I think
it gives them more time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it was a smart way of doing it too. Yeah, because I mean, throughout Black Panther, I mean, we saw parts of it. We saw mostly just like the actual kingdom, but we didn't see we saw glimpses of the town and the people. And, everyone just in general, everyone just has a higher sense of like technology and stuff like that. It's like how we view parts of Japan sometimes, like, oh man, they got all these touchscreen and everything, blah blah, kind of like that.
Right.
So that'll be cool. Still very curious how they're gonna handle the movie. But so that's that. That's a closure for that stuff. And I also think that like that's kind of Bucky's way of just being like, man, you can't control me no more, even though there's still semblances of the Winter Soldier within me. Like that's probably the first time where he just walked up and was just like, nah. Because Zemo's supposed to be this master manipulator type dude, like, oh, you can shoot me if you want, blah blah blah. but he didn't opt to do that. So that Zemo was kind of like, oh shoot, like that was the first time he was like, whoa, all right, well played. I'll see you in another show or movie. All right, so let's get to the meat and potatoes. Damn, I wish I talked less to get to this when he was here. But I call this in my notes Black Struggles in America time in all caps.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Sam kind of goes, he back to the neighborhood, sees Isaiah's grandson out playing basketball, and he's like, yeah, he's inside. He has like the shield in the little bag. He goes up to him, and basically we learn a number of things. He pretty much gives us his backstory, which, to my understanding, is the accurate comic backstory. And I'm actually going to read the comic. I looked up Marvel Unlimited. That Truth, Red, White, and Black, his origin, that comic series is in there. So I'm going to be reading that.
Yeah, I might want to check that out. I might not buy it, but I might try to buy them because I'm sure they.
I might even just if I can buy, I'm gonna look for a physical and buy them too, just to have them.
Physical copy. I want to read it.
Yeah. So the gist of it is, yeah, he and a number of other black soldiers back around World War II and the Korean War era, and they got scooped up and were tested on. They called it tetanus, which is that.
Yeah.
That's the ski experiment reference because that the heavy stuff there, and they all got tested. Some just straight up got totally messed up. Some died, etc. But when they were going on missions, they just sent out. But there was one where a bunch of them got captured and were POWs. But he went ahead and just did his own thing and went to break them all out so that all him and his homies can get back home. But the crazy thing about that, and I remember this vividly, surprisingly, that Steve Rogers Cap does the exact same thing in his movie when they were in World War II, and broke them all out. That's when Bucky was still there and he wasn't capturing everything himself. But the opposite, of course, in American fashion, while they applauded Steve for going against orders, they just arrested Isaiah after going against orders. So they arrested him, and then for 3 decades they did experiments. They lied to his wife and tell him he died. And everything vice versa. So she just, she just kind of moved on and without him, and he just lost a part. He lost 3 decades of his life. And the fact that they pretty much erased his history in the world of the super soldier serum, everything with that is super fucked up, but that's just the reality. And it's really, this story is so interesting to me because it's so grounded in reality despite fictional, super serums and stuff, but it's grounded in stuff that's actually happened in America, just how black soldiers, he referenced the Red Tails, he referenced Tuskegee Airmen and all, them and all the accomplishments they've done and everything. So, and after that, Sam was just sitting there like, man, he shows Sam his little scar from the side from experiments, and Sam was just sitting there like, man, it's like, we gotta go out there and tell your story. He's just like, bro, that's what you really still thinking after I told you all this? America is not one of the black men to be Captain America. That's just not gonna happen. It's not gonna be, every black person that cares, every black man that self-respects himself would not want to do that. And then Sam just kind of like, okay. Right. And so he just kind of he takes the shield and he leaves after hearing that, the whole thing. And he goes back to, he calls Sarah and says, I'm coming home to Louisiana. Let's go fix up that boat. And that starts what I call the Sam helps Sarah and this fish boat montage and everything where he stays there, helps out. They talk about how, and then later Bucky actually comes down there just to deliver the package from Wakanda. But then Bucky was like just gonna try and be like some delivery dude. So I'm dipping, and Sam's like, "Nah, bro, just stay down here. Everyone here is welcoming. It's a good town. Blah blah blah. Good people."
Right.
So they do that montage as well. They had the thing where Bucky was like, "Hey, I'm like," he was talking to his sister. Just trying to just introduce and try to be flirting or whatever. And Sam looked back. I just thought that was so funny. He looked back like, "Is this motherfucker real?" Actually, no, you can go on ahead after you deliver that. You go on ahead. That's fine.
Yeah, facts.
But
don't even stay no more. Fuck you.
Right, exactly. Just get the fuck out of here. Oh man. But that whole montage stuff was really cool. It just showed Bucky's willing to finally be more open with people outside doing just Avengers or Save the World shit.
Right.
He crashes at Sam's sister's house and like wakes up and sees his nephews playing with the shield, and he cracks a smile for the first time ever. So that's like character development. So that's cool. That's cool. And uh, then we get the scene where Walker goes to Lamar Hoskins, Battlestar's family, his parents, and tells them that he killed the person that he lies and just says, "Oh, I killed the person that killed your son. Mourning." But then they're like, "Oh man, well, thank you for doing that. It's like it shows your character and all that." Which is like, nah, he boldface in 4K lying, you ass, because he got the Sam run through him. He maniac right now. So that's Dad, and that sucks. Then we see a cutscene with Sharon again, and we hear talking to Batroc, who's dude from episode 1, from that first mission Falcon did, and also from Winter Soldier that he fought in the beginning. He fought Cap in the beginning. So yeah, she's basically on the phone talking to him, basically saying, you need to do this one more mission for me. Which, okay, so I know before I originally thought that she was the power broker,
right?
And we kind of stepped off that because one of my mutuals was like, no, they said the power brokers are dude. Now I'm thinking again, I think she's deep in cahoots with the power broker, and we're gonna or Seinfeld, Chicky Lane, Val, she might be the power broker. Like she might just say, I'm the power broker without saying it straight up.
I think Sharon might be trying to play two sides of the coin.
Yeah.
Trying to protect herself.
I can see that.
I believe that about Sharon. Everybody else I'm iffy on. I feel like I don't know that she's a power broker. Only reason I won't commit to her being the power broker is because I think there might be two sides of the coin she's trying to play. Because why else would you like run around with your own team and kill your own men if you were the power broker? You know what I mean? Like,
I think only. Well, yeah. No, I agree with you there, and I don't think she's exactly the power broker. What I think she could be doing is she has Batroc. Towards the end of the episode, he meets Carly and the other Asian dude, Power Flag Smash. They're in New York City. I'm guessing the park or something, Central Park. Yeah. And he meets him with this little suitcase with weapons, and nobody's like, oh, "We're doing criminals now." She's like, "Nah, we're criminals. I thought that's what they told us."
That's what he said.
Yeah. So I think that might be a play where she's, got Batroc going with them, trying to like build like a trust to where after they complete this mission, storming the GRC building and everything, that can he can have them lead them back to Sharon, who's in cahoots with Power Broker. That's kind of that's my theory. Like, yeah, and so I do think it's kind of like you said, like she's playing two halves, but she could be doing it just for an instant mean and kind of manipulate them as well. That's kind of like my theory. I mean, yeah. Because they've only really been showing her like once per episode, these 2-minute
like
clips.
One little section, not even 2 minutes. She get like 30 seconds of screen time.
Yeah, she was like, lines on the phone. You gonna get it? Okay, all right, bet. Click.
Yeah, I'm like, all right. Phone. She be on and off the phone real fast. Don't learn shit from her.
She eyes in the sky right now. Like, damn. Yeah. So that's interesting of her. I mean, one episode left. We're gonna get that conclusion next episode for sure. And then after that, we get probably one of my other favorite scenes in the episode where Sam is actually practicing the shield with Bucky, and they finally have that kind of homie heart-to-heart type of discussion.
Yeah, that was good.
Where Sam was just like, one, Bucky pretty much explains why he felt so perturbed about why Sam gave up the shield, because and it confirms also that both he and Steve Rogers both agreed to want to have Sam take on the mantle. And this, I'm guessing, this is before Steve Rogers did his old man alternate life stuff too.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. And also he kind of attributes that the shield being the last part of his quote unquote family because of that era and everything, being introduced to the shield and the super serum stuff. And Sam was just like, "Hey, bro, guess what? Steve gone, and you're not Steve. Stop trying to think about what Steve would have liked or not liked. Think about yourself. Think about your wants and everything." And then he kind of broke it down to me even further on some therapy session stuff and was like, if you still having those night terrors about grief and of your former self doing all those missions and killing people, actually putting forth the effort and reaching out to people that you can reach out to and help make help make them feel better, help ease their grief of their
Right.
loved ones being gone. And it's like, okay. And Sam was, Bucky was just like, oh yeah, good talk, kind of jokingly, because that's what he said in the other episode. And pretty much, we got to the close. Like, they're cool now. They both kind of helped each other with stuff, yeah, and everything. And then Bucky's just like, all right, I'm gonna let you have this quick training montage for a bit, and when you're ready or hear anything about the Flag Smashers, hit me up, and we'll take them down to episode 6.
Yeah.
And Sam was like, all right, cool. We get the cool music. Sam wearing the red shirt with the blue shorts, signifying Captain America colors. He doing the acrobats throwing the shield, and the first 10 times he can't throw it or he can't catch it, and the nephews running around.
So when he did that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just, it almost felt like the scenes were sequenced wrong, because when he was standing there talking to Bucky, they're casually throwing the shield. And yes, maybe they weren't using as much force. They were casually throwing the shield and he was catching it, no problem. He was catching them. They were throwing it back and forth, throwing it, bouncing it around, and all of that. And then they caught it. Then he goes and he's training on his own, and all of a sudden he can't catch it at all. Now, I'm trying to give them some bail myself and say maybe he was throwing it with more force. He was throwing it harder, like actually launching it to attack, versus they were just throwing it to throw it type thing. Maybe that's what it is. So I just kind of
I think it was like kind of like catching. It's like, I think it's like if you like, let's say we just out somewhere, just walking, talking, you just throwing a ball around. I think it's kind of like that. That's kind of what I attribute it to. Kind of sort of like that. He just throwing the ball. If you can throw and catch a ball, you can do that. But then I guess in the montage, he wanted to do all the flips and I guess focus on it more, because I think his initial thing was like, oh, it feels weird because I'm not used to, like you said, when he caught it, it's like he kind of has like the momentum bring him back.
Right.
Yeah, and everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like now he like I feel like later in that montage it made more sense. Once he started adding in all like you said, all the flips and the like the more acrobatic stuff, I was like, okay, that makes sense. Side note, there's one scene where you can see that they must have had a stunt double. Anthony Mackie had to have a stunt double or something.
Oh, absolutely.
There's one scene where he's flipping. In the flip, as he's turning over, you can see the stunt double's face is different.
Oh man, that's always funny when you can catch the stunt double face.
I caught it completely by accident. I was like,
I didn't see it both times. I'm probably gonna look for it after this.
Look for it next time you see, or just go to that scene and just look for it. It's kind of funny to me.
Not Sam Wilson, but yeah. So yeah, they do that. It's cool. Let me see. Oh, what else I put in this? Oh, okay, that's it. Okay, that was the notes. So he has that, and it's like, oh man, great. And to me, I see it like, yeah, in a sense, it is true. Like, no self-respecting black man should want to take on that mantle, given the government and everything, mistreatment of black folks, and him and Isaiah himself. But at the same time, I guess it goes to show to this character where he understands all that, and now I think that was part of his arc to the whole show too. Of like, I think initially, without spelling it out, that's why he gave away the shield, because one, he didn't feel he could step up to that, and two, that would they even respect
him as a Captain America,
as a Captain 100%. America character.
But we need that from episode 1.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He did say that when he was talking to Rhodey. But I guess too here now, it's like him saying, you know what, I will become a newer Captain America as me, a black man. Also want to elevate and kind of bring it to a new trajectory. He's already been fucked up with Walker getting and killing old buddy, getting all this blood on it. That's the symbolism with that. So yeah. So that I believe is what's going on here. And then we also get the thing where he opens a suitcase. All the movies do, they open a suitcase away from us. We caught a glimpse of some of it. We saw a little white, like when he opens a little bit, you saw a little white.
See a little piece.
He opens it up, he's just like looking like, okay, we about to suit up.
He looked like, oh, okay. All right, this what they gave me? Yeah. All right, well, I'm in the game then.
Yeah, I'm definitely Captain America.
Handed out, then. All right.
Yeah. I'm really curious how they're gonna have the wings look, because I mean it's gonna be vibranium. I wonder if it's just they're gonna fold out super cool or something.
I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be dope. I think that's gonna be so cool to see, man.
I'm looking for it. I'm really curious how they're gonna reveal like whoosh. I'm really curious, man. And then and that's pretty much the episode. Then we get a post credits. Walker, he kind of is doing his Iron Man 1 type homage where he's forging his own shield with whatever parts that I don't know even what kind of metal. I mean, obviously it's not vibranium, but I don't know what kind of metal that is.
Right.
That's interesting. But he's making his
No,
own
it's obviously
shield.
not vibranium. I mean, I doubt it's any sort of special metal. It looks like it's just a regular metal.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm just was curious, like where did he get this metal from? And especially,
I mean, yeah, he probably melted some boxes down or some shit. You know what I mean?
And the weird thing about it too, and I get his arm isn't broken in it anymore. Like his left arm isn't broken. I don't know how much time is going by.
I guess I was surprised by that because I thought that
I don't think
doesn't Cap have a healing factor? I thought his arm would have healed faster than it did. But also maybe we don't know what version of the serum John Walker got as well, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought Captain America had a healing factor, so I just found it curious that he. But no, you know what? Also, when Carly got hurt, she was hurt for a good bit too. So I don't know.
I remember in an old movie, I think he has an accelerated. I think he doesn't have like a Wolverine healing factor, but I'm not sure. I think just overall metabolism and immune system is just vastly improved. Because I remember, I can't remember what movie it was. He was trying to drink in grief about. It might have been Civil War or something, where he was trying to drink in grief of Peggy Carter dying, but he was kind of like, "Oh, I'm drinking, but like I can't really feel the effects or something like that."
Right.
But anyway, yeah. So that just kind of surprised me. I was like, when did he heal? Right, but yeah, so he's forging his own shield. He took like it looks like the gold star medal from one of his decorations. And it looks like he's gonna put it on the shield. So that's where he's gonna probably don the name U.S. Agent or whatever.
Yeah, we saw that. I saw that from the trial scene. I was like, oh, when they zoom in on the U.S. part. And they were like U.S. Like they zoomed in on his collar and everything. I was like, there you go. If anybody needed confirmation that he's gonna call himself U.S. Agent, there you go. Like, fine, I can't.
Someone's gonna be like, "What are you, some agent of the United States?"
Yo, draw.
I'm telling you, brother. I see. That's why I'm never a writer for anything. I will make the corniest in your face shit for just to be tongue in cheek. I will do that shit.
I'd fire you. I'd fire you for doing that. I would fire you.
But then again, everything I work on will be just like a comedy. So, yeah.
Is this a agent of the United States?
Right. What are you, some agent?
No, I'm the U.S. agent.
Ooh, the agent. Oh man, but yeah, so we're pretty much getting stuff set up. The stage is set up for the most part. Well,
Flag Smashers got the GRC all fucked up.
Yeah, they started their assault in there.
They're doing it. Falcon got a new suit. Torres looked like he might pop up with some wings if we lucky.
And if we are lucky, for sure, that would be crazy. They introduce him as Falcon. Right? He just like we got a makeshift thing, and he like flies in barely or whatever. And that would be crazy. I'm interested
to see how they do. Isaiah Bradley's godson, how they do his character, Patriot.
Oh yeah,
I'm really curious to see how they're going to. I'm curious to see how they're going to get him his stuff because I don't know that they're going to do it in this show specifically. I think he's going to pop up in Iron Wars, right? Like I think that's got to be.
Yeah, he could be
Armor Wars. I mean, I think Armor Wars is maybe where he pops back up again. If he's going to get a more armored, I think they'll give him a more Tony Stark imbued suit than just a regular suit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I am curious. Yeah, I am curious where they're gonna, I mean, they're slow. I mean, from what I know about the shows that are coming out, and at least people are confirmed for them. Like we got the twins, Wiccan and Speed. I mean, they're gone now, but they're gonna come back eventually. We got the idea of them and their powers from WandaVision. We know Eli Bradley exists in the universe now because of this show. And then Loki, I think Loki's literally just gonna be the Loki show. I don't think that's gonna introduce anything for Young Avengers at all, or Thunderbolts or whatever. I think it's literally just gonna be him being a time cop, and that's gonna be pretty entertaining.
Yeah, I'm cool
What else
I
is
love that.
happening?
Sign me up
Miss
for that.
Marvel. Yeah, Miss Marvel's happening. They're probably gonna have her be a straight up young Avenger, pretty much. Young
Okay.
Miss Marvel. What else? There's something else I'm forgetting. Show. I think that's it for the show. Oh no, I'm tripping. Hawkeye. Hawkeye
Oh
show.
yeah.
Kate Bishop. Hawkeye. Well, actually, I need to read that comic too. The Matt Fraction run. I need to read that. Everyone that knows her character just rave. Like I know we're just like, haha, Hawkeye shoots arrows, but everyone is just like Kate Bishop is the actual cool character iteration of Hawkeye, so she'll probably be one too.
Okay.
And they got I can't remember the actress name they got for her, but yeah, they got her. And apparently, only thing I seen that chicken was in the Bumblebee movie, and that movie is really good, honestly, especially for Transformers. It's a really good movie. Easily the best Transformers movie, which isn't that
the
hard.
Bumblebee Transformers movie. Okay.
Yeah, she's like, man, I can't remember her name, but yeah, the chick who's gonna be Kate Bishop, Hawkeye in that show, or take up that mantle. She was the main character in that had Bumblebee in that movie. She's a pretty good actress, so
okay.
that should be interesting. So yeah,
Didn't know that.
Marvel casting continuing the streak, I guess.
I love
And then after that, maybe they might do Ironheart as one as well. Maybe because they usually have Iron Lad, who's like another character. The character that would be Iron Lad does exist in the universe. He's from Iron Man 3, but I don't know if they're gonna do that. They might just do for like diversity's sake. They'll just have Ironheart be the Iron Man younger type counterpart.
Right.
And I don't know about Hulk stuff. I don't know about that. There's a character named Hulk.
There's a Hulk character in the MCU right now.
Yeah. They just started shooting She-Hulk.
This week. For She-Hulk. Forgot about She-Hulk. Yeah.
I can't wait for She-Hulk. That show's gonna be great. I can't wait. And that's like separate from all these characters that we know about too. So
right.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's it. They're laying seeds slowly but surely. But yeah, episode 6 next week. I can't wait. This show I might like. Surprisingly, I might like this show more than WandaVision at the end of the day. I just might. Yes, just with how they handle theming, and I think it's a more consistent potentially a more consistent 6 episodes versus like the first 2/3 of WandaVision. That intrigue and stuff was really fun, but then towards the end, the finale was good. I kind of wish it was a little more, and of course, Monica Rambeau's character being sidelined a bit more than we any of us wanted.
Agreed.
So this could be the better of the 2 shows for me.
I could see myself saying totally just because of the commentary that I feel like this show is providing.
Yeah, it's much better than I expected.
Enough for me to say, hey man, yeah, this is I'm with this. This is better. I think this might be better than WandaVision. Maybe. I just for the commentary alone, I think it's good. I feel like if I don't know what could confuse you anymore about the show. They've told you exactly what the show's about, what it means, how they handle it. It's straightforward. There's nothing confusing about it. It makes sense.
And those people are confused. The whole Isaiah Bradley and just all these stories done by Stan Lee back in the day. I mean, don't be acting like, but the original guys didn't make. No, it was definitely Stan Lee is a different type of white guy. He's an outlier for sure. He's a bit more progressive than others, but yeah, that's episode 5.
Yeah, man.
I think that was it.
Yeah, man. Y'all go check that out. Remember that comics are 100% political.
Absolutely.
Oh well, not really 100%, but they're definitely political.
I know. Just being cheeky,
but yeah, man. But we lost Ian a little earlier. We'll get some of his thoughts on maybe some of this ending stuff here early next week. Y'all keep y'all fingers crossed for him as he's going through life's endeavors.
Get that house
for sure. I appreciate y'all for listening. Gerard, you got any last things you want to say to people?
I'm hungry. That's it. Nice. This won't make sense on a Tuesday or Wednesday whenever they listen or watch. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten anything. I haven't eaten a damn thing.
Me neither, man. I'm definitely trying to get back outside. Anyways, man, I appreciate y'all for listening. It's really 2 ugly nerds at the end of this episode, for real. And for real, that didn't cut out, so I'm able to do my help.
Huge dub.
That's I love it, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Keep your fingers crossed for Ian and Crystal. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, enjoy. It's been Two Ugly Nerds. Peace.
We out.